It's time for Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network. Wolverine Football is also brought to you by the Triangle Bar and Grill, State Farm Agent Brandon Green, LGAR Health and Rehabilitation Center, Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home, Bush Brothers Car Care, The Barber's Inn in Swissvale, A-Boss Opticians, Turtle Creek Valley Rotary Club, Web Landings, and LG3 Entertainment. Now it's time for the Woodland Hills Football Network pregame show.
And we welcome you to the Woodland Hills Football Network tonight in Monroeville, Pennsylvania, Gateway High School. It is the 2017 WPIAL Class 5A football playoffs quarterfinal action between the Woodland Hills Wolverines. The Wolverines come in tonight, the number 7 seed in this tournament. They have a record of 6-4. They take on the Gateway Gators. The Gateway Gators are 9-1, and they are ranked number 2 in this tournament. Penn Trafford, the number 1 seed. Gateway finished in a virtual tie for their conference championship in the Big East, although they did lose to Penn Trafford, their only loss of the season, so they did not win their conference. Woodland Hills had a chance to win the Allegheny 9 Conference with games in Week 8 and Week 9 of the regular season against West Allegheny and Upper St. Clair. They lost 7-0 to the West Allegheny Indians, but last week the Wolverines defeated Upper St. Clair by a score of 9-7 to finish 6-4 coming into this tournament. This game is a rematch from the opening Week 0 matchup, a 35-23 victory for the Gateway Gators over the Woodland Hills Wolverines. And a game which didn't take long for Gateway to get on the board. 14 seconds in, Courtney Jackson had a 95-yard kickoff return. It was actually a 28-0 lead for the Gateway Gators before Woodland Hills put up 23 unanswered, and an Isaiah Cameron touchdown run in the fourth quarter put the game away for the Gateway Gators. This is the first playoff matchup between these two teams since the quarterfinals back in 2012. We're going to be back with more of the Brendan Green, State Farm Agent Brendan Green pregame show right after this. We'll talk more about the Gators and the Wolverines. You're tuned in to the Woodland Hills Football Network, the Trib Live High School Sports Network. It's all presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
State Senator Jay Costa is proud to represent Pennsylvania's 43rd District since 1996 and is happy to support the Woodland Hills football team. If you have an issue concerning state government, contact one of Senator Costa's 3 local offices. Senator Costa's offices offer a variety of services for constituents. You can reach Senator Costa's Forest Hills office at 412-241-6690 or log on to senatorcosta.com. The Triangle Bar and Grill in Swissvale is a proud sponsor of the Wolverines and has been serving the Woodland Hills community for nearly 70 years. The Triangle, located on Monongahela Avenue, is the home of the Battleship, the sandwich that made Swissvale famous. Plus, the Triangle has a full menu of specialty sandwiches you're gonna love. Call the Triangle at 412-271-9885 to place your order now.
Life has its ups and downs. There are times when you or a loved one needs help. That's why you should know the name LGAR, Health and Rehabilitation Center. Located just minutes from the Monroeville Mall, the LGAR Health and Rehabilitation Center has been known by locals for many years, and they excel in reputation, rehabilitation, recuperation, and residential living. The help and answers you need are just a phone call away at 412-825-9000. Also on the web at lgar.org. LGAR Health and Rehabilitation Center, a name you should know and a name you can trust.
State Farm Agent Brandon Green wants to help you manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and realize your dreams. You can visit his office, conveniently located in the Forest Hills Plaza. Give him a call at 412-824-4800 or visit his website at greencoverage.com. Whether you're looking for insurance, banking, or annuities, State Farm Agent Brandon Green is here to help life go right.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
back to Gateway High School. Bob Workwith, Rick McIntyre on the State Farm agent Brandon Green pregame show. It is playoff time, an exciting time. The Wolverines certainly know about that. 29 playoff appearances in their storied career. A quarterfinal matchup, as I mentioned, it is a rematch of Week 1. Hard to overlook what the defense has done primarily all season, Rick, but specifically in the last 2 games. Top 2 teams in the conference, West Allegheny, Upper St. Clair. The Woodland Hills defense held both of those teams to a touchdown apiece.
Absolutely. As the season went on, this defense just seemed to gel a little bit and become more of a cohesive unit and really pulled it together, especially like you mentioned, the last 2 games. Giving up, 7 points and then 7 points against the top 2 teams in the conference, possibly top 2 teams in the WPIAL, when you add Penn Trafford in there. And I think the flavor to her tonight is which team has grown the most since that first game and which team is healthier. And I think as far as the healthy thing goes, I believe Woodland Hills is actually healthier now than they were possibly at Week 0. The guy I've been talking about all year, my man, number 56, DeVega Bird, was not dressed for that first game. I think he can be a big difference maker. And there's a handful of kids for Gateway, notably number 56, number 7, Matthew Alfaro. They got a handful of kids that are injured, and they're out right now. So it's a matter of who's grown and who's ready to play tonight with what they have to bring on the field.
What they do have, the Gateway Gators, is a great quarterback, 3-year starter in Brady Walker. He's 140 yards shy of becoming the 5th WPIAL passer to throw for 7,000 yards. I'm sure Woodland Hills is well aware of his abilities, and he'll be in the crosshairs defensively for Woodland Hills.
Yeah, 7,000 yards is impressive. I think we spoke about it a lot in the opening game against Gateway. Young Walker, Brady Walker, he really impressed me in that game. His composure, his footwork, he seems to have a really strong knowledge of the game. Personally reminds me of a young quarterback that played at Central whenever I played at Woodland Hills. Went on to have a pretty good career named Mark Bulger. Very similar build, very similar style. Really reminds me a lot of him. I think Bulger may have had a little bit of an edge, but Brady Walker really impresses me so far this year.
One other thing we talked about it, Rick, a rematch of Week 1. So one of these teams tonight, either way, will bookend their season with games against each other. One of these teams will advance to the semifinals. They'll take on the winner of tonight's 3-6 matchup, a good game between West Allegheny and McKeesport. We'll try to keep you up to date on that. But if you look inside the numbers, if you just look at it, 35-23 looks impressive for Gateway, but it was 28-0 before Woodland Hills put up 23 unanswered points and really came at Gateway strong heading into that fourth quarter in Week 0. Yeah,
the second and third quarter of Week 0, Woodland Hills really pulled it together. They said, I think you said they ran off 23 straight, unanswered points, made the game competitive again. Unfortunately, let it slip away, at the end of the game. But since then, I really haven't seen them play that poorly as they did in the first quarter and the fourth quarter of that game at Gateway, or at Woodland Hills with Gateway.
Gateway had won the toss. They will take the football here this evening on a cool, crisp, a pretty beautiful evening to start the WPIAL playoffs here in western Pennsylvania. And Gateway will get the football first on an offense that is pretty good. We talked about the numbers for the 3-year starter, Brady Walker. He has 6,860 yards, career 2,678 yards on the season, and this is a great number. 34 touchdowns and 3 interceptions, a great ratio right there. He's the number 1 passing quarterback in the WPIAL. His top receiver in Courtney Jackson is the number 3 receiver in the WPIAL, so they're quite a formidable tandem for the Gateway Gators. We know all about the running game for Woodland Hills. Rodney Denard, Anthony Meredith, Jaquan Smith, 2 seniors in the middle. Meredith is a junior. Those 3 have combined for 18 touchdowns and over 1,500 yards, and they'll be a big factor in any kind of playoff run that Woodland Hills can put together for this season.
I don't know about you, Bob, but this is the best weather for the entire season I think I can ever remember for a high school football season. We haven't had a drop of rain. We haven't had a cold night. We haven't had any adverse conditions all season long. This has been fantastic.
You're getting no argument from me. Absolutely.
And trust me, as the guy that's occasionally on the sidelines, that's been a real blessing.
Chucky Hanchett will kick it away. Gateway in the all black and gold. They will move left to right in this first half, this first quarter. The white and black and turquoise for the Wolverines. Right foot, toe to ball. It's the up man near the 24-yard line for the Gateway Gators. Comes near side, and then cutting back the far side is Jeremiah Josephs. He's a pretty talented return man. He takes it out to the 31-yard line, a 7-yard return for the Gateway Gators, and we'll get a look at the Gateway offense for the first time this evening.
All right, just looking at this replay, if you're Woodland Hills, we're kind of up 7 already here, aren't we?
Well, yeah, let me see. Let's look at the scoreboard. It's 8 seconds in. 14 seconds into the season, it was 7-0 Gateway. So that's a good point you make
moments
right
after
there.
they unveiled the dedication of George A. Novak Field at the Wolverina, Gateway runs, what was it, a 92-yard? 95-yard return, 14 seconds.
38.3 points a game for this offense for the Gateway Gators. Defensively, Woodland Hills allowing 15.5. Brady Walker, empty set. He is in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers near side. Josephs has the quick cut-in, little slant pattern at the 35, and he rolls up to the 38-yard line. And you'll see a lot of that quick passing from Brady Walker. That is a gain of 7 on the first play from scrimmage.
Yeah, it's a nice setup little screen there. Not really a long developing screen. Just a quick hit, make that little bit of a bubble, give him about 3-4 yards to run. Now they're looking at second and short, and now Brady, kind of has his the whole arsenal in front of him, whatever he wants to do.
Joseph kind of bobbled that pass, but he was able to corral it. So 2nd and 3. Now a power pistol look with a sidecar either way for Brady Walker. Slaps the hands, fakes the handoff, throwing down the middle, has a man on the post pattern. Travis Thompson is into Woodland Hills territory. 2 completions for Brady Walker to start this game, and it's 1st and 10 Gateway at the Woodland Hills 41.
Yeah, Gateway just going right to the attack here. Found the soft spot in that zone. Nice play fake. I'm not sure if that play fake maybe brought that safety up a little bit. Pretty nice recovery there by Michael Coleman to get back and make it nice and make the tackle.
21-yard pickup on that completion. Walker rolling to his left. Stops near the hash, fires, has a man wide open, and a good snag. He's going to be caught from behind, but it is Brandon Kane who makes the catch in the run, and he's all the way down to the Woodland Hills 18-yard line.
Yeah, if this Woodland Hills defense doesn't get some pressure on Brady, it's tough because he's only taking them 2 quick 3-step drops and pumping the ball out, but we got to get some hands in his face.
23-yard pickup to Kane. So 3 completions to start this game for Brady Walker. Hands it off, first carry of the game. And cutting back to the inside is the ball carrier for the Gateway Gators. The handoff is to Derek Davis, and he's able to go forward for about 5 yards inside the 15 to near the 12. So we'll call it a gain of 6.
Yeah, it's a heavy 5-6 yards. Nice run there. I think Woodland Hills is in a little bit of shell shock here, the way they've been throwing the ball down the field. I don't think they were quite ready to see that handoff there.
Trips to the left, twins to the near side in the empty set. Shotgun for Walker and 2nd down and 4. Flips it out to the flat. First catch of the game, first touch of the game for Courtney Jackson. He breaks the tackle at the 9. He's able to fall forward and spin forward to the 4-yard line in a 1st and goal situation after the 7-yard pickup from Brady Walker to Courtney Jackson.
Yeah, this is something we saw a good deal on week 0. Courtney Jackson gets the ball. His real strength is yards after the catch. Makes a nice read there, gets inside, makes 2 men miss here, picks up another 7 yards after he should have probably been brought down.
He is very good in space. 1st and goal from the 4 in the pistol. And ball, Walker kept that, I believe.
He did. I think
what a great
he
ball
just
fake.
Came up short.
No, and they're going to roll his knee down. He reached out. Couldn't quite get to the end zone, but a great ball fake and a pickup of 3 for Walker. 2nd and goal inside the 1 for the Gators. I thought he had handed it off to Davis.
Yeah, really good fake. So did half the Woodland Hills defense.
How about the fake he did to get inside of Michael Roman as well? He just came up a half a yard short. 2nd and goal for the Gators on the opening possession. Trying to get the game's first score. Walker in the pistol. Will hand it off. It is Derek Davis, I believe, on the carry. He's going to get close, but not into the goal line. So it's going to be 3rd down and a half a yard. No, they got a late touchdown call.
Wow.
Very, very late touchdown call. Derek Davis has scored for the Gators. They jump on top 6-0. 8:58 showing on the first quarter clock.
I'm not sure why that was called that late. It looks like maybe he has the ball in the left hand. Yeah, that's probably a good call. His ball's in the left hand. He's coming down. That ball's just over the goal line. I think they waited to see the pile clear to see where the ball came down, and good call.
Jason Jenkins on to have the point after for the Gators. Low snap, and it's picked up off the turf by Sonny Communal. Throws it into the end zone, and it's intercepted by Woodland Hills. So the pass for 2 fails, but the Gateway Gators accomplished what they wanted to do. They jump out on top on the opening drive, 6-0, courtesy of a Derek Davis 1-yard touchdown run. We are going to take a break, back with more right after this. You are tuned in to the Wolverines and the Gators. Tonight's playoff broadcast is brought to you by State Farm agent Brandon Green. You're listening to the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network. It's all presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
State Farm agent Brandon Green wants to help you manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and realize your dreams. You can visit his office, conveniently located in the Forest Hills Plaza. Give him a call at 412-824-4800 or visit his website at greencoverage.com. Whether you're looking for insurance, banking, or annuities, State Farm agent Brandon Green is here to help life go right.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
So the Derek Davis touchdown has put Gateway on top by a score of 6-0 early in the first quarter. Now it's time for Woodland Hills to get their offense on the field and answer that, as Jason Jenkins will kick it off. Comes short to the near side, and it's picked up by Jaquan Smith, 25. Cuts to the middle of the field, breaks back to the near side, and a good return of 7 yards. And good job by the Gateway Gators, Jaquan Thomas, to hold on, or Jaquan Smith could have came back to the near side and broke it down the field. But Woodland Hills will take over their first possession at their own 32-yard line.
Yeah, some good Jaquan action there. Well, he really fought for every yard he got in that return.
He did. He wanted to go to the inside and came back to the near side.
All right, so our first look at my big boy out there, DeVega Bird, see if he's going to make an impact.
I think he will, and I think he has. It'll be a handoff, and first carry, Anthony Meredith running to the right. He's over the 35, out near the 37-yard line. A gain of 5 for the junior Anthony Meredith. And it's been Meredith, it's been Denard, it's been Smith. They kind of rotate series. If you add it all together, over 1,500 yards and 18 touchdowns. So it's been good production from that trio. First carry of the game goes to the junior Meredith.
I think we're going to see a lot of Meredith tonight. I think we're going to see a lot of that north-south kind of smash ball football here. I think Woodland Hills feels that they can dominate this line of scrimmage.
19 touchdowns is the official mark on the season. Hand off again to Meredith, again running right, and it's going to get good progress. There is a flag down at the 42, which was the yard to gain, so they get a good spot. It's going to be near that, but the flag looks like it's going to be whistled and walked off against Woodland Hills. Steve Hall, the referee tonight, will have the call. It is holding against Woodland Hills.
Yeah, it's a 10-yard down the field hold, which is, I mean, there's no holding call that's good. But when you're 10 yards down the field, you cannot grab a hold of anything. You're going to get called.
Spot foul was at the line to gain at the 42, so you give Meredith 5 and then you take away 10, and it makes it a 2nd and 10. First throw of the game, Jones. Whitehurst was running a fly pattern, and Daniel Jones was expecting a down and out on the near sideline, and that is incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down and 10, and you're looking at that holding penalty, maybe a complexion changer on this first drive, and that's just miscommunication by the seniors.
Yeah, I'm not sure who had the right idea, who had the wrong idea there, but they clearly weren't on the same page, and yet this holding penalty now, we're staring down the barrel of a 3rd and 10. And our first pass attempt was a miscommunication. We don't have any kind of rhythm going yet, so this becomes a very big play for Woodland Hills.
Jones under center. Meredith is the lone man in the backfield. Twins to the near side, to the right. He has a time. Down and out this time. Whitehurst makes that cut, but the pass is incomplete. Good coverage by Jeremiah Josephs and Derek Davis, and they are jawing Josephs and Whitehurst, but it's incomplete. It's going to be a 4th down, and Whitehurst will have to punt it away for the Wolverines.
You see Tommy Woodson here for Gateway, came up the middle and kind of just made him rush that throw just a little bit. He had Whitehurst open, but the pressure there from Woodson didn't allow the quarterback to get a good release on the ball and get it to his receiver.
Jones is almost patient to a fault. Sometimes he needs to get rid of the ball quicker than he does.
I think we've said that a few times.
Whitehurst with a high snap and no pressure. Good line drive kick down the far side of the field. Hits at the 38, rolls inside the Gateway 28. Still on the move down to the Gators 26-yard line, and that's where Gateway will start their second possession of the first quarter with 7:34 to go, leading by a score of 6-0. The game opposite of this one is the West Allegheny McKeesport game. McKeesport just 38 seconds into the first quarter. John Harper, a 51-yard touchdown run, and McKeesport leads West Allegheny by a score of 7-0.
That's going to be a good game. That's two very, very talented teams with two very distinct offensive styles. Very tough to defend against.
Very distinct offensive styles indeed. McKeesport has had that distinct offensive style for 20-plus years.
Oh, easily. It was 20 years old when I played against them.
Little delay handoff on a wraparound draw, and it's Derek Davis down the far sideline, first down and more. He's hanging out of bounds at the 47-yard line of the Gateway Gators, and that's a pickup of 19 for Derek Davis. And another first down for the Gators. They're fourth of the first quarter. Nice wraparound draw.
Yeah, and that's something that when you have a solid quarterback, those are the kind of plays that maybe stat-wise don't show up for Brady Walker, but the ability to sell that fake, to sell it right, and just sneak that ball in there, that's something that really opens up the offense for Gateway.
It was interesting because the wraparound almost never became a wraparound. The ball was more on the back of Derek Davis. Faking the handoff, running left is Brady Walker. He's equally talented running the football. He's going to be tripped up. Micah Lucas, one of the players for the Woodland Hills Wolverines, in on the tackle, but not before Brady Walker picked up 5, and the Gators are right back in the Woodland Hills territory at the Woody High 48-yard line.
Yeah, so far it seems like everything Gateway is called from that line of scrimmage is working really well against this Woodland Hills defense.
Trips come to the near side. Sidecar in the pistol is also to the right of Brady Walker. Gets the snap, comes to the near side, cuts it up. Is hit as he throws. That is good pressure by Anthony Meredith, who cut inside the blocker and knocked the quarterback Brady Walker down, causing the incompletion. It's going to be 3rd down and 5 for the Gators.
Yeah, it looked like the whole left side of the Woodland Hills defensive line kind of collapsed everybody. Really good pressure up front. Nice job by Meredith there to shed the block, come back to the quarterback, make a play on the ball.
Yeah, Davis, the running back, was trying to block Anthony Meredith, and Anthony did a good job to shed that block.
It's not an assignment. That's not an assignment I'd want as a high school kid.
No, normally, especially as a running back, you just want that chip assignment. Let me chip and let me get out. 3rd and 5. He'll fake the handoff, straight drop for Walker. Gets pressure, gets away from it, cuts up, still scrambling, dumps it out to his safety valve. That is Derek Davis on the flat, the left flat, and he makes a good catch, and he's knocked out of bounds. So it's just going to be a pickup of 2. And Nazir Taylor knocks him out of bounds. It's going to be 4th down and 3. We'll call it 4th and 4 after a pickup of 1.
I'm not seeing anybody coming in here. I think it looks like they're going to be going for this on 4th down.
Keep in mind Walker's athletic ability. He could very well quick kick it, but Davis did a good job. It was Jaden Lucas who actually made the play defensively. And Walker trying to draw the Wolverines offside. He has twins right, trips left on 4th and short, 4th and, we'll call it 3. Takes the handoff. He's going to run. He's going to be wrapped up short. Good job to come up and make that tackle. Caleb Brevard stops Brady Walker short, and the Gators turn it over on downs. Good defensive stand for the Woodland Hills Wolverines.
That's a big tackle there for Caleb. Does a really nice job here, maintaining his position. Kind of bounces out, finds a hole, gets out, presents himself, square up, makes a nice tackle.
You need to, too, because Brady Walker is pretty slippery.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not easy to bring down with one man.
So the ball at the 44-yard line, the Woodland Hills Wolverines down 6-0. Their second possession at their own 44. First handoff of this drive goes to Meredith, who runs to the right, breaks a tackle at midfield, and then spills forward into Gators territory at the 47-yard line. That's a good pickup of 9 on the carry by Meredith. He's got 19 yards on his first 3 carries, and it's 2nd and 1 for the Woodland Hills Wolverines. Tackle made by Gateway's Brendan Mahaka.
Nice job there by Eric Oliver on the hook block there on that stretch play. Kind of opens up that outside, gives Meredith the first 5 yards anyway.
2nd and 1. Meredith dots the I, takes the handoff, gets away from a tackler in the backfield. He's going to get forward inside the 45 to the 43. That's a pickup of 4 and a first down for the Woodland Hills Wolverines, their first of the game.
That might be one of the more impressive 3-yard pickups I've ever seen. Look at this cut he makes as he comes to the line.
Yeah, the man who almost blew it up was Kane in Cleveland.
Yeah, he came flying up the middle. Really nice job having the vision. Really had a flat foot, makes a really hard and fast cut to the right.
First down, Woodland Hills at the Gators' 43-yard line, 6-0 lead for Gateway. Meredith again in the backfield, a tight end crabbing to the near side. They're going to pitch it, and it's fumbled by Meredith. He does the smart thing. He turns around and just falls on that. It was going to be a pitch and a student body sweep to the near side with the tight end Eric Oliver over here, but the toss went awry, and the Woodland Hills Wolverines will lose 5.
You know, at first glance, it just looked like this toss had maybe a little too much velocity on it.
I think at second glance it did as well.
Yeah, he really flung that back around. Not sure Meredith was quite ready for it. It's playoff football. These are kids out there. You're amped up a little bit. The adrenaline gets going. Things start to speed up.
Called officially a loss of 4. Second down at 14. Hand off to Jaquan Smith, who had 100 yards, over 100 yards in the win last week against Upper St. Clair. Smith's first carry is good for 4, which is good for Woodland Hills. But the bad thing is it's another down and distance not favorable for the Wolverines. It's 3rd and 11.
Yeah, now we're stuck in a 3rd and long. Kind of puts all the pressure on number 6 out there. Let's see if this offensive line can give him a little bit of time. And I'm looking for maybe, I don't know if a play action's even feasible here, but the waggle seems to be the best passing play they've had going all year.
Rochelle to the near side. Taylor slot to the left. Handoff coming to the near side. Jaquan Smith turns it up and gets pretty good yardage all the way down to the Gators' 35-yard line. That's a good pickup of 9. It's going to bring up 4th and 2. And down and distance where the position on the field as well, Rick. The Gators or the Wolverines may go for this.
Yeah, I like the call there on the sweep. I think they saw something on the previous play where we didn't quite get the pitch off. I think they saw the play was developing. I think Timmy Bostard looked at that 3rd and 11 and said, where we are, if we can pick up 8, we're in 4-down territory. So I like the play call there.
Taylor and Rochelle split right this time, and one man in the backfield, the lone man in the backfield for the Wolverines. It is Jaquan Smith trying to run right. The line to gain is the 32 or the 33, and he did a good job to spin as he was hit, and he needed 2. He picked up 3. That's a first down on 4th and 2 for the Wolverines. Great individual effort by Jaquan Smith.
Very well said. Very well said. Nice pull block there by, who was it? Eric Oliver again. But yeah,
and Micah Lucas as well.
Yeah. The first down came there with that last ditch effort to spin out and gain the yards.
And that's field awareness too. Jaquan Smith knowing that he needed to get to the 33, got to the 32, 1st and 10. Rolling right, Daniel Jones, pressure, flips it to a wide open man. The catch is made by Josh Rawlings, and Joshua Rawlings rumbles inside the 10 near the 5-yard line, but hold the phone. There's a flag dropped at the 28-yard line. It's going to be an ineligible man downfield against the Wolverines.
Tyrell Barlow was about step to step with the receiver there. He got a little anxious and started going downfield looking to make the block, which is really unfortunate.
A good play call to get the big tight end open. Joshua Rawlings at 6'5", 223. But another crucial penalty for the Wolverines. It's a 5-yard penalty. Takes the ball back to the 37-yard line. It's 1st and 15, but it would have been a 1st and goal at the 5. So that's about the 7, so it's pretty much a 30-yard penalty.
That's a costly mental error.
32-yard penalty officially, if you're looking at it that way, but it is a 5-yarder in the book. So 1st and 15. Jones under center, wide receiver either way, handoff to Smith. Cuts to the right, now cuts it back to the hash mark, and was able to slide out of the tackle. A good pickup of 6 for Jaquan Smith, and it'll be 2nd down and 9 for the Wolverines at the Gators' 31-yard line. I like Jaquan Smith using that kind of a spin move to break some tackles.
What I like the most is he saw 2 hands on the ball all the way through contact there.
I bet Tim Bostard and his staff like that as well.
I think they learned some lessons at West Allegheny.
2nd and 9. Twins to the left. Jones looking left. All day to throw. Has Rawlings open, and it's incomplete. The defensive back, Jeremiah Josephs, made a play on the ball. Rawlings actually got behind him, but he's 6'5", and just a tad too tall for the big tight end.
Yeah, pretty nice recovery there by Jeremiah Josephs. I couldn't tell if he came in and got his hand on the ball there, but again, nice job the offensive line, giving Jones all day to throw.
Even if he didn't, he kind of disrupted that.
Yeah,
pattern.
Enough to take, even if you don't tip that there, it disrupts the whole rhythm. But again, I like the play call. The play was there, just maybe not the best throw.
2:10 left in the first quarter. 6-0 lead for the Gateway Gators here at Anna Marino Stadium. And Gateway, handoff Anthony Meredith. Breaks a tackle and then pulls over a tackle. A tackler, I should say. It was 3rd and 9. He picks up 8. And he's all kind of pumped up. Good elusiveness and then strength by the junior Meredith.
Wow, for 167 pounds, he looks like Jerome Bettis sometimes coming through that line.
He likes the contact. There's no doubt about it.
Man, he almost looks for it. There's one, shakes that off. 2.
There's the one, lower in the shoulder.
Lowers the shoulder.
Just
That is.
Brendan Majaka, the defensive back, put his shoulder in him, and Majaka took the worst of that. So it's 4th and 1. Second time on this drive, the Wolverines go for it on 4th down. This time they're at the 23. They need the 22. Handoff, and Meredith using that strength. Did he get there? It was a great penetration by the Gateway Gators. Jordan Stankovic got in there, as well as, it wasn't Cleveland, it was Tommy Woodson. And they hold Meredith about a half-yard short of the first down, and the Gators hold, and the Woodland Hills Wolverines turn the ball over on downs. It was Kanan Cleveland who made the initial contact.
It was. Looked like the right side of the line there, the guard and tackle run a little game out there. It's the Charlie call where the guard's supposed to take the outside man. The tackle kind of stands up and takes the inside man, but they both ended up going to the inside man. So somebody either didn't call the Charlie or somebody didn't hear the Charlie on that play and really just gave him a free shot at the ball.
West Allegheny has tied up the game against McKeesport 7-7 late in the first quarter. The game opposite of this one, the winners from this game and that game will play next week in the semifinals in the 5A tournament. Walker in the pistol, fakes the handoff, gets pressure, rolling to the near side, to his right, he's going to tuck it, 25, 30, 35, 40. Skips at the 45, and he's going to go all the way into Woodland Hills territory before Jaquan Smith spins him down at the 48-yard line, but that's what Brady Walker could do. That's a pickup of 29 yards for the senior.
Yeah, that's what makes him such a threat. Because your secondary's got to cover everybody tight because you know he's going to thread the needle if he has to. And this should be a broken play. Almost any other quarterback in Whitfield. This is a dead ball, or the ball's down at the line of scrimmage. Breaks that tackle, manages to stay in bounds. Well, did he? I don't know. Back at the 40, he might have stepped out.
Oh, very close. Hand off this time, and it's Derek Davis. He's got room. He's inside the 30, the 20. He's inside the 10, and there he goes. Touchdown for the Gators, a 48-yard jaunt for Derek Davis. And the Gateway Gators on his second touchdown run of the first quarter take a 12-0 lead.
Yeah, I don't know if he went through basically unmolested through the defensive line. They just absolutely blew him apart. Great play call. I'm really curious to see the replay on that last play. It looked really close to maybe his right foot stepping out of bounds right around the 40-yard line.
Tonight's playoff broadcasts on the Woodland Hills Football Network is brought to you by State Farm agent Brandon Green. Jason Jenkins on for the PAT for the Gators, trying to make it 13-0. Snap is down. It's a good one this time, and the freshman puts it through. And the Gateway Gators have taken a 13-0 lead over the Woodland Hills Wolverines late in the first quarter. We'll take a break. You're tuned into the Wolverines and the Gators on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
State Senator Jay Costa is proud to represent Pennsylvania's 43rd District since 1996 and is happy to support the Woodland Hills football team. If you have an issue concerning state government, contact one of Senator Costa's 3 local offices. Senator Costa's offices offer a variety of services for constituents. You can reach Senator Costa's Forest Hills office at 412-241-6690 or log on to senatorcosta.com.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
So Derek Davis has a touchdown run of inches, really, and then he caps it off with a touchdown run of 48 yards late in the first quarter. The Gateway Gators have jumped out to a 13-0 lead over Woodland Hills here at home in the quarterfinal round of the 5A WPIAL football playoffs with Rick McIntyre and Bob Workwist on the Woodland Hills Football Network. Fortunately, Woodland Hills had a nice drive. This squib kick down the near sideline. It is Jaquan Smith. He picked it up on a bounce at the 32 and is able to move forward to the 39-yard line, and it is the third possession of the first quarter for the Woodland Hills Wolverines. They'll start from their own 39 with 40 seconds to go in the first quarter.
I think that's something we're really working in Woodland Hills' favor right now. There's plenty of time left. There's still 3 quarters plus left here. It's time to kind of regroup, settle down a little bit, get a nice long, sustaining drive here. And I recommend run the ball and then run the ball and then run the ball some more. Maybe pepper in a play action throw, but I think we're having some good success running the ball. No reason to go away from it right now.
That's the comfort zone as well for the Wolverines. The ball's the knee of Smith, spotted down at the 37. First carry of the game for Rodney Denard, and he breaks tackles and gets forward for a 4-yard pickup to the Wolverines' 41-yard line. So all 3 running backs have brought the extra effort tonight, as you would expect in the playoffs, right?
Yeah, it's nothing different than we've seen all year.
That's a good point.
And Denard, nice job again here. Spins off, really almost loses balance here, gets the hand down. That injured left hand, by the way. And puts every ounce of effort in to pick up about 4 yards.
Denard dots the eye. He's the low man in the backfield, not the eye, excuse me. Twins to the right. What could be the last play, should be the last play of the first quarter if the Wolverines get the snap off, and they do not. 12 minutes in the books from Gateway High School. After the first quarter, it's Gateway 13 and Woodland Hills nothing. We'll take a break. You're tuned into the Wolverines and the Gators on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
The Triangle Bar and Grill in Swissvale is a proud sponsor of the Wolverines and has been serving the Woodland Hills community for nearly 70 years. The Triangle, located on Monongahela Avenue, is the home of the Battleship, the sandwich that made Swissvale famous. Plus, the Triangle has a full menu of specialty sandwiches you're gonna love. Call the Triangle at 412-271-9885 to place your order now.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
This game, the broadcast rights of this game are the sole and exclusive property of the WPIAL, the Trib Live High School Sports Network, and the Woodland Hills Football Network. Any broadcast of this game is intended exclusively for the benefit of the listening audience. Any use, rebroadcast, or distribution of this broadcast without the express written consent from the WPIAL, the Trib Live High School Sports Network, and the Woodland Hills Sports Network is strictly prohibited. Alongside Rick McIntyre and Bob Workwist on the Woodland Hills Football Network. 13-0 lead for the Gateway Gators after the first quarter of play. We start the second quarter, Woodland Hills, with a 2nd down and 6 at their own 41. Pitch to Denard. He's going to run to the left, cut it up inside, dragged down from behind. Good job to pursue and make the tackle by Tommy Woodson. That is a loss of 1. It's going to be 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, that's a second really nice lateral play that we've seen Woodson make, coming across the line of scrimmage, not getting too much penetration, and really getting lateral and getting to the ball. And probably keeps Woodland Hills from picking up a really nice chunk of yardage here.
Woodson, the junior, at 6'3", 240. Good job to pursue Denard from behind. 3rd down and 7 for Woodland Hills. Daniel Jones rolls right, throws it, tried to hit his tight end on a little hook route, a stop route, and it's incomplete, nowhere near Eric Oliver. Jones is 0 for 4. He did have a pass completion taken off the books, courtesy of an ineligible man downfield. And Woodland Hills is going to go 3 and out for the second time in 4 drives.
I just can't really seem to get any kind of a rhythm going offensively yet for Woodland Hills. Going to have to rely on the defense here to make a nice stand.
Pair of Derek Davis touchdowns, 1 yard, 48 yards for the Gators. Missed extra point, 13-0. Whitehurst to kick it, rugby style to the near side. He booms it. Back to get there is Courtney Jackson, but I always like Marcus Taylor, who's the long snapper. And usually the first man down the field, he's able to get there downs the ball at the Gators' 12-yard line. Tonight's playoff broadcast is brought to you by State Farm agent Brandon Green. We appreciate Brandon coming aboard to sponsor this playoff broadcast here this evening from Gateway High School.
Yeah, on a personal note, I graduated with Brandon. He played, me and Brandon were seniors when Adam Gusky was a sophomore. I've known Brandon a long time, and I spoke with him earlier today. Unfortunately, he's out of town, couldn't make it to the game tonight, but again, I would just thank him again for his generosity and putting a little money up, getting some sponsorship to make the broadcast possible tonight.
You know, Brandon can go back and watch this game or listen to this game on any one of our mediums, Facebook, YouTube, Community Access, Trib Live.
I have a feeling he's listening right now somewhere.
Well, we say hi to Brandon. 1st and 10 from the 12. Walker, good pattern, good catch. Reaching back to make the catch is Brandon Kane at the 19. That's a pickup of 7. They'll take that. That was a really intricate pattern to the near side. A whole lot of activity. And Kane was the underneath man on that trip formation to the near side.
Yeah, there was a lot of motion going on here. You could see Meredith, as soon as he turns his back, that's when the man opens up. He kind of curls in, finds that soft spot right where Meredith just vacated. Really nice play call.
2nd and 3, Walker fakes the handoff, comes to the near side, first down yardage. Out over the 25 to the 26, a 7-yard pickup for Brady Walker and another first down. And Brady Walker is equally adept, so he's really good throwing the football, but he's good running the football as well for the Gateway Gators on the season. Brady Walker is their 2nd leading rusher. He's pretty good. He has run the football for 320 yards, over 7 yards a carry. He didn't do anything yet in this game that hurt that average. 1st and 10, throwing the post pattern. Courtney Jackson is open. He got behind Jaden Lucas. He's down the far side. He is going to go the distance. Walker to Jackson for 73. And the Gators lead 19-0.
I mean, what do you do against this? You got one of the fastest kids in WPIAL and one of the strongest arms in WPIAL. That's really tough to defend. You know, Jaden Lucas just couldn't quite keep up, couldn't get there at the end. But Courtney Jackson, he's got some jets in those feet.
Jason Jenkins trying to make it 20-0 after the Walker to Jackson hookup. Another bad snap, but it is put down. Good job by Sonny Communal. And the kick is no good. But the Gators have scored their 3rd touchdown. Just a minute, 52 seconds into the 2nd quarter. Gateway 19, Woodland Hills nothing. We'll take a break. You're tuned in to the Wolverines and the Gators on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
Life has its ups and downs. There are times when you or a loved one needs help. That's why you should know the name LGAR, Health and Rehabilitation Center. Located just minutes from the Monroeville Mall, the LGAR Health and Rehabilitation Center has been known by locals for many years, and they excel in reputation, rehabilitation, recuperation, and residential living. The help and answers you need are just a phone call away at 412-825-9000. Also on the web at lgar.org. LGAR Health and Rehabilitation Center, a name you should know and a name you can trust.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
Back to Pete Annamarino Stadium, or Pete Annamarino Field at Gateway High School Stadium. 19-0 lead for the Gators. Brady Walker has done it with his feet, did it with his arm to Courtney Jackson, and they go onside. And that ball is loose. It's going to be covered by the Gators. It bounced around. It went off the leg of Michael Roman. And then sliding back to get that football for the Gateway Gators on the onside kick was Jay Johnson. And it is just snowballing against the Woodland Hills Wolverines right now in this first half.
Yeah, snowballing is, I think, putting it kind of mildly. Yeah, it's kind of gut check time here for Woodland Hills. If they don't really step up here and make some good stops here, maybe get a 3 and out, get this ball back, try to get any semblance of some momentum going here. this game's going to get out of hand really quickly.
Brady Walker is back out there for the Gators. Gets some pressure, is able to avoid Tyrell Barlow, resets, fires wide open in the middle of the field. And that is Courtney Jackson, I believe, and he's going to roll forward with a first down catch. It's Derek Davis, who got wide open. He's all the way to the Woodland Hills 22-yard line. That's a pickup of 29.
And again, this is just Brady Walker being Brady Walker. Very elusive, is knowledgeable of the game, knows the field, and him and Jackson just seem to have a kind of intuitive nature about, they know where each other's going to be and what they're going to do.
Davis has moved into the backfield, but he's actually listed as a wide receiver for the Gateway Gators, so he can do it in both facets. A pass underneath and a crossing route for Jeremiah Josephs is off his fingertip. Incomplete. That is the second incompletion of the game for Brady Walker. That snaps a string of 4 straight completions. It'll be second and 10 for the Gators.
Pretty good coverage here by Woodland Hills. Really good ball here by Brady Walker. He put it really the only spot he could, kind of over that far shoulder, put it in a spot where only number 2 could get to it.
Yeah, good coverage on the back of that by Coleman. Trips right, Walker. Wrap around, draw to Davis, back to the near side. Flag is down. Davis is going to scoot into the end zone from 22, but I believe this one is coming back on the first penalty of the evening against the Gateway Gators.
Looked like the flag was thrown in the general direction of number 57, Zachary Davis there. I saw after the flag, he kind of stood up off of a Woodland Hills defender. Not sure what he did there, but obviously the ref took objection.
It would have been the 3rd touchdown run of the game for Derek Davis. I think that's a good call on the edge.
Yeah, a little bit of acting there, I think, maybe by Tyrell Barlow. Had the hands up, really drew the attention to the official there that tackle had his jersey.
Gamesmanship.
You can call it that.
So give Davis 1, and then the flag dropped at the 21 takes the ball back to the 31. 2nd and 19 for the Gators. Trips to the right for Walker. Twins to the left in the empty set. Takes the snap. Gets pressure. He's hit, sacked. Ball is loose, and it's picked up by the Woodland Hills Wolverines, Joshua Rawlings. I believe Meredith was involved in that play, but the blitz gets the Walker, and the first turnover of the game benefits Woodland Hills.
Yeah, just immediate penetration up the middle by basically everybody.
It wasn't Meredith.
I couldn't catch a number on that either.
Potentially Marcus Taylor, maybe. There was a 0 on the end of that. But Woodland Hills gets the turnover, and they get possession at the Gateway 49-yard line. First and 10, a huge defensive play, and now the Gators jump offside.
Right,
it's going to be 1st and 5.
I was starting to feel like they weren't going to call that. He was almost kind of touching the helmet of the offensive line there and really just hanging out there over the ball. Kind of begging the official to throw the flag.
Encroachment against the Gators, leading 19-0. Yeah, see it on the near side. It was a blitz with Stankovic.
And he just stays there. I think if he gets back right away, they let the play go.
And I think once you're in the zone, though, you can't. At this level, the whistle blows. Yeah. So either way, it doesn't matter. He's guilty. Might as well just stay there, right?
That's probably a good point.
Counter on the split backs, and Meredith on the counter to the left. He does. That's a good pickup of 6 for Anthony Meredith, another first down.
I think that's the first we've seen the counter. We haven't seen a whole lot of the pulling guard and tackle so far.
And the first time we saw 2 men in the backfield as well.
Yeah.
And they faked the handoff in the inside handoff on the reverse to Taylor, and then went back the opposite way on the counter to Anthony Meredith, who picks up the first down. 3rd first down of the first half for the Woodland Hills Wolverines, trailing 19-0, 8:50 clock turns in quarter number 1.
Woodland Hills takes a timeout.
That'll give us a chance to take a break as well. You're tuned into the Wolverines and the Gators on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network. It's all presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
Serving the Turtle Creek Valley and surrounding areas for over 111 years, Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home is pleased to announce the opening of their new crematory at their Turtle Creek location. Families choosing cremation can have added peace of mind, knowing that their loved one never leaves the care of Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home, and that our crematory is used exclusively for the families we serve.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
After the Wolverines take a timeout, they have the ball 1st and 10 at the Gators' 38-yard line, trailing 19-0 here in quarter number 2. All choked up after the turnover. Taylor in motion, coming to the near side. They'll hand it off to Meredith, and he kind of skips, shimmies, and shakes, and then powers his way all the way down to the 31-yard line for a pickup of 7.
I couldn't tell, but it looked like one of those schoolyard plays where the offensive line looked like almost picked him up.
Yeah.
Did you see his helmet kind of come up higher than
moved the pile? Yeah.
And they just kind of carried him about 3-4 more yards down the field.
It worked for a pickup of 7, 2nd down and 3. I think to call this, it's plenty of time left, but really kind of a crucial drive. The Wolverines, Rick, had a good drive earlier, which ended up turning the ball over on downs, and then Gateway had made very few mistakes until that Walker fumble.
Yeah, anytime you get a team as good as Gateway and as solid as and disciplined as Gateway is, and you get that kind of a mistake, you have to capitalize.
Shotgun. Pistol, actually, with a sidecar. They're going to fake it, and then Jones is going to run counter the opposite way. Picks up a 1st down down the far sideline, and more. He's inside the 35. He's going to be dropped near the 25-yard line, right at the 25. At the 15, excuse me. That's a pickup of 16 for Daniel Jones on the quarterback keeper. And another 1st down for the Wolverines. Look at the big man pulling Tyrell Barlow with a good block. And then nice to run behind DeVega Bird, is it not?
Not bad. If I had my choice, that's the dog I'm running by. Boy, he takes a really healthy hit there at the end of the play by, I'm not even going to attempt that name. Number 15, we'll just say Brown.
That's Tui Fuamuina Brown.
You said it best.
1st and 10 at the 15 for the Wolverines, and another nice drive going on for Woodland Hills. They send Taylor in motion from left to right. He takes a little swing pass, and it's going to be incomplete. Try to get the swing pass, and coming up on the coverage was Joseph, but it's incomplete.
Boy, really, Sonny Communals, or no, Jeremiah Joseph there at the end of this play really comes close to getting a unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Kind of an unnecessary hit. This ball is clear, gone. That, I think, should have been a flag. It's helmet to helmet.
Yeah, I think Taylor initiated the contact, didn't you think?
No.
I thought he did.
Well, you were wrong.
We'll just agree to disagree. Yeah, I've been wrong before. I'm sure I'll be wrong again. 2nd down and 10 from the pistol. We'll fake the handoff. Jones will run it up the gut. Breaks one tackle and then tried to cut it back to the near side. Does a good job to spin out of that. And that's a pretty good pickup of 4 yards for Daniel Jones. It's going to be 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, I'm really liking the effort so far by, the whole cast of Wolverines running the ball. Again, everything is after the first contact. Little face mask, Eric, doesn't get called.
We agree on that one.
Yeah. And again, replay in slow motion is a little easier to spot.
You're in Hanchett field goal territory, but like 6 or 7 if you're the Woodland Hills Wolverines, trailing 19-0 as we approach 7 minutes to go before halftime. Fires a pass out. It's Rodney Denard. He makes the catch and scores.
I'll tell you what, really nice patience by Daniel Jones on that play. I don't know if you saw it, but as he rolled out, everything slowed down in front of him. Makes a nice, easy, effortless throw. Sees Denard open right away. Sees as the play's developing. Doesn't rush this ball. Really just slows everything down. Really nice form there. Gets his hand over the top. Very nice play call. Nice execution. Well done, Wolverines.
You called that exactly right, partner. That's what happened with Daniel Jones. And I believe that's the 3rd touchdown pass of this season for Daniel Jones. Indeed it is. An 11-yard touchdown pass to Denard. Hanchett, who's been money all season long, converts the extra point, and the Wolverines take advantage of the turnover. The fumble recovery by Michael Roman on the Brady Walker fumble. The Wolverines turn it into 7 on the 11-yard touchdown pass from Jones to Denard. We'll take a break. The Wolverines trailing by 12. You're tuned in to the Wolverines and the Gators on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
LG3 Entertainment is a first-class disc jockey and karaoke entertainment company that serves the Pittsburgh and surrounding areas. They offer a wide range of music entertainment for weddings, anniversaries, school dances, corporate events, and more. They also offer beautiful chair cover linen rentals to give your event the elegance it deserves. They offer many more services, so go to their website today and see why so many choose LG3 Entertainment for the best in family fun entertainment.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
The Wolverines doing a nice job taking advantage of the game's first turnover. And Daniel Jones, an 11-yard pass to the near side, to the right side, to Rodney Denard, who made the catch at about the 4, just turned it up and went into the end zone untouched. Check the box. The Wolverines answer. And they probably feeling a little better right now after trailing 19-0.
Absolutely. And I want to, if former player Medee Williams is watching here, I want to see maybe his critique on his throwing form there, because I think it was textbook perfect.
Indeed, we haven't seen that a lot. There's been a lot of time for Daniel Jones, and that time it was perfectly executed for the first score of the game for Woodland Hills.
I think it's really the first time he's had enough time that and there was a receiver open, he could just, again, slow time down a little bit and relax, throw the ball. It helped it was only maybe a 6-yard throw.
Doesn't matter, right?
Does not matter. Still counts for 6.
A 6-yard throw. The 6 points on the board. Hanchett's extra point makes it 19-7. So the offense coming back out for the Gateway Gators after the turnover. They have a pair of touchdowns on runs by Derek Davis and a 73-yard touchdown pass from Brady Walker to Courtney Jackson. Walker to throw, flips it out to the near side on the screen. Nice catch by Derek Davis. Good job to pursue from behind by Damian Thomas. But it is a good pickup of 2, just 2 on that pickup, and it'll be 2nd down and 8.
That's an impressive 2-yard pickup because, boy, he was just rounded there. I'm not sure how he even came down with this ball. Woodland does a nice job, sees the screens, doesn't overcommit to getting to the quarterback, gets guys drop back for that bubble. Does a nice job collapsing and getting to the ball.
By the way, the 2-yard completion, but on the 29-yard pickup on the last drive, and there's a handoff for the Gateway Gators, and that is stuffed up. I want to say Derek Davis into the line of scrimmage, and stuffed up. It looks like it's number 13, Jaquan Thomas, who made the carry, and Thomas stuffed by Micah Lucas.
Yeah, Micah just stepped up, makes a nice play here. Kind of sheds 2 blocks there, gets up. Well, maybe that was Tyrell Barlow kind of got in there earlier.
Good job, yeah, good penetration as well by Barlow.
Micah kind of comes up and cleans it up.
By the way, Brady Walker now has 170 yards unofficially in the first half. That puts him over 7,000 for his career.
Well,
5th player in WPIAL history.
Let's hope we can keep him under 8,000 for tonight.
Fakes the handoff, rolls away from the pressure, gets away from Teron Best, rolling to the right side, spots the sticks, and he's able to outrun Sidney Summers for the first down to the 45-yard line.
That's as good as it gets in a high school quarterback. I mean, that play is designed, everything's flowing left. All the receivers are going left. He spots it right away, makes the fake, doesn't like what he sees pressure, spins out, knows right now where he's got to get, clears his receiver out to open up space. This kid really knows the game, really knows the field. I'm overwhelmed and impressed by this kid.
1st and 10 at the 45 for the Gators. Walker to throw, fakes it, fires it underneath the Kane, who makes the catch and rolls forward into Woodland Hills territory for a first down on a pickup of 11. Don Hall, who is the 2nd-year head coach here at Gateway, had a great quote. He said, as far as recruiting, if you look at Walker, he's kind of a skinny kid, not super big, doesn't look that great in person, but my gosh, he competes, he's talented, he's smart, he's tough, he's all you want in a high school quarterback. He's considering IUP and Edinburgh, amongst other schools, is Brady Walker.
That's very, very well said by somebody who I think has seen him play a little more than we have even.
He's seen a lot of good quarterbacks, as Don Hall. Pressure. Walker stands in there, fires it out to Jackson. He gets inside of Coleman. It is incomplete Jackson and the Gateway sideline want a flag, but none to be had.
No, that was kind of incidental contact running down the sidelines. They both the ball was
I
more or less uncatchable.
I thought that Jackson kind of hooked Coleman offensively to pull inside position on that fly pattern down the near side.
You might be right there. It looked to me like maybe they just kind of were looking for the ball and ran into each other. Well, we'll never know.
There was contact, we know that, and it's incomplete. Second down and 10. The Gators are at the Woodland Hills 43. Gateway leading 19-7. 4:51 clock stopped here in the second quarter. Shotgun, fake handoff, flip to the near side of Jackson. 40-35, and he's angled out of bounds about a yard short of the first down, right near the stick, actually. No, we'll call it a yard short. It's going to be 3rd down and 1.
Nice job blocking downfield there for Gateway from number 23, Brandon Kane, who, as I now say the name, I remember he took a monster hit, if you remember, in that first game in Week 0. Hopped right up, kept playing. This is a tough young man out there blocking. Does a nice job here. He basically gets him those last 5-6 yards, holding Jaquan Smith from getting to his man.
3rd and 1. They will hand it off to Jaquan Thomas for the Gators, but he's going to be stopped short, stuffed up. So I'm going to say that was Tyrell Barlow, the senior, who's been outstanding all year long. That's a loss of 1.
Yeah, not a big surprise here. Does Gateway look like they're setting up to go for it? Sure does. Not a big surprise here. I don't think we're going to see a punt in this short distance. They got the confidence they can pick up the 2-3 yards with just about anything they're calling so far.
They send Jackson in motion. They'll fake that. They'll hand it off, and rolling forward for the first down. Derek Davis, but he lost the football, but the referee, the side judge, says he was down at the 28-yard line. That's going to be a pickup of 7 and a first down for the Gators on 4th and 2.
Yeah, that's a punch right in the nose here. They just run right into the heart of the Woodland Hills defense and pick up this big first down. That's a good call. He was well down.
.92 yards and a pair of touchdowns in this first quarter, or this first half, for Derek Davis. Give him 91. They'll call him down at the 29-yard line. 1st and 10, Gateway, trips right. Walker looking near side, pump fake, firing over the middle. Brandon Kane off his hands, incomplete at the 14-yard line.
Really about the first misfire we've seen from number 18 out there. Brandon Kane had a lot of open grass around him there. I like the pump fake, kind of suck the corners up a little bit, make him look, and then comes back to the middle.
He had room on Jaquan Smith.
He just let him a little bit too much.
2nd and 10 at the 29 for the Gators. Trips right, faking right, little comeback screen, wide receiver screen. Kane, he breaks tackles, and he rambles inside the 20, inside the 15, down to the 14-yard line. Finally brought down there by Jaquan Smith, but not before he picks up 15 and another first down for the Gateway Gators.
Boy, Kane in Cleveland for Gateway just comes up and makes a monstrous block here. See him at the left guard. He chucks his man, gets out there, and waboom. Really broke that play open.
1st and 10 at the 14 for the Gators, trying to answer the Woodland Hills score. On the march once again are the Gators. Clock winds to 3:05. Walker, empty set, fires it out to the right, and it is just a little bit too far for Jeremiah Josephs, incomplete.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit rushed there, just out of reach.
He rushed the throw a little bit.
Just a
Josephs
little bit.
Just ran a stop route to the 10, and he was open. As Brevard was in front of him, and Christopher Jones was getting there late.
Yeah, it looked like Brady kind of expected him to check up a little bit shorter than he did.
2nd and 10. Pistol. Handoff. Coming to the near side. The Gateway running back, I believe that's Derek Davis, and he's going to be angled by Christopher Jones, and Nazir Taylor angle him out of bounds at the 10, maybe the 9. Give him the 9. That's a pickup of 5, and it's going to be 3rd and 5 from there.
Nice effort there by number 2 Jones for Woodland Hills. Kind of makes contact with them fairly early on and really sticks with them. Stays with them all the way out of bounds. Gets a little help from Naz Taylor.
3rd and 5 for the Gators. And they're slowing things down now, looking over, maybe thinking about taking a timeout. The play clock is down to 10 seconds. Nope, they put the offense in motion. Sidecar right, trips right. Walker runs right, still running right. Firing it out underneath pattern, deflected or bobbled, by Courtney Jackson, and he can't haul it in before going out of bounds. It's incomplete. It's going to be 4th down and 5.
Kind of curious to see what they do here. They go for it or they take the 3 points. Yeah, a little slightly bad technique there by Walker. Kind of threw off the wrong foot. Didn't quite get the right motion into that to get the ball led out in front of him. Comes up with an incomplete pass as a result.
Gators take a timeout. We'll step away as well. You're tuned in to the Wolverines and the Gators, 19-7 Gateway. It's here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
Whether you need a new website or want to improve your existing site, Web Landings can serve your needs. Web Landings provides professional, easy-to-maintain websites for businesses, organizations, and individuals. Discover more at weblandings.com and find out how editing your site can be as easy as using a word processor. Plus, we offer 1 year of free hosting for any website developed. Visit weblandings.com today.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
Tonight's playoff game on the Woodland Hills Football Network is also being brought to you by State Farm agent Brandon Green. With Rick McIntyre and Bob Workwist, the Gators take a timeout. They think about it. They go for it on 4th and 5 from the Woodland Hills 9. Walker inside flip. Courtney Jackson. Is he going to throw? He's going to run. He's being chased to the far side by Oliver. He's going to throw, and it's a touchdown. Courtney Jackson finds Tui Falomina Brown open in the end zone, and the Gators go gadget on 4th and 5 for another touchdown.
Well, I tell you, I think, aside from the fumble at West Allegheny, this is the biggest mistake of the year I've seen from number 9, Rodney Denard. He's got his man covered in the end zone. As Jackson's rolling out to the right, he's not going to get to the first down. Denard peels off his man to come up to make the play, leaves his man wide open in the corner of the end zone. Easy throw, easy touchdown.
A 9-yard touchdown pass from Jackson. Jason Jenkins on to attempt the extra point. It is up, it is good. And the Gators have made the score 26-7. With 2:40 to go in the second quarter. You've got to give a little credit to Jackson for maybe selling that as Oliver was chasing him, but yeah, Denard was there, and he just left him open, and that kind of made it easy for Jackson.
It really did. Denard, he just needs to have faith in his guys up front that they're going to stop that run play. You got to cover your man in the end zone until that passer crosses the line of scrimmage. Then you can abandon your man. And it's something we've talked about all year is about discipline and about maintaining your assignment and doing the job you're supposed to do. 11 men on the field have to do their individual jobs or the whole system breaks down.
So Gateway has taken a 26-7 lead. Last update we had, McKeesport was leading West Allegheny at the end of 14-7.
Yeah, that touchdown there for Gateway is a bit of a backbreaker with the first half kind of run into it, wind into an end here with 2:40 left.
Especially considering that the Wolverines took advantage of the turnover to get their first touchdown. If you follow it up and you stack a stop on top of that,
exactly,
then you've grabbed the momentum. Then you had a chance to stop them on 4th and 5, and you couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Jenkins was kicking it short. Jaquan Smith is up in the up line. The last one was actually an onside kick, bouncing to Naz Taylor on the bounce at the 25, 30, 35, 40. He's over the 40. Naz Taylor, see you later.
Wow.
He breaks a tackle but gets into the end zone, but Taylor goes 75, and that's an answer for the Woodland Hills Wolverines.
That is certainly an answer, Bob. Well said. Boy, he just rambles through this line. Nice little bat play to bring it down. Nice one cut, and he is gone. Just rambling down the road like Russell T. Rombone from Rhode Island.
He did
just
get
heading down the
tripped
field
up at the end by Travis Thompson, but not before it gets in the end zone. He's had some big plays all year long, Naz Taylor. He's had a couple of return touchdowns taken off the board by penalties. This one sticks. Hanchett trying to make it 26-14. And he does. So Taylor answers for Woodland Hills.
Not to be a pessimist, but now we're kicking the ball back to Brady Walker.
But still 2:29.
With two and a half minutes left.
You're reading my mind. 11 seconds after the Gators score. Taylor goes the distance. We'll take a break. It's the Wolverines and the Gators on the Trib Live High School Sports Network, the Woodland Hills Football Network, all presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
State Senator Jay Costa is proud to represent Pennsylvania's 43rd District since 1996 and is happy to support the Woodland Hills football team. If you have an issue concerning state government, contact one of Senator Costa's 3 local offices. Senator Costa's offices offer a variety of services for constituents. You can reach Senator Costa's Forest Hills office at 412-241-6690 or log on to senatorcosta.com.
Back at Gateway High School with Rick McIntyre and Bob Workwis. Been an entertaining first half. And the big touchdown run by Nazir Taylor on the kick return puts Woodland Hills back within 12 at 26-14. Hanchett to kick it off, bounding to the far side. Davis is going to watch it roll when it does finally sneak out of bounds at the 12. That'll put the ball for the Gators at the 35-yard line.
All right, this is real, big-time gut check here for the Woodland Hills defense. Absolutely have got to get a 3-and-out here, possibly get some time left on the clock, and let these Woodland Hills weapons get maybe another 6 on the board. But at the very minimum, you cannot give up another touchdown here.
You got to stop. You get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah,
so
a big
absolutely.
splash play here, and it's a real deflator. Just like I said, that last one could have been a backbreaker. Big splash play here for a long touchdown is definitely a backbreaker.
Clear conditions tonight, 47 degrees, a perfect fall night for football. To start the WPIAL playoffs, 6 classifications. The 4 biggest, 6A through 3A, will wind up at Heinz Field in about 3 weeks to decide their champions. Walker with trips to the left, Twins to the right. Looks left, quick little comeback pattern to the right. Travis Thompson breaks tackles and he rolls into Woodland Hills territory. At the Woodland Hills 46-yard line. That's a pickup of 19.
All right, that's a kind of a bend but don't break defense play here. You give this kid a little bit of a crack, he's going to find some yardage.
Well, it's easy to see Walker's a 3-year starter. He's pretty unflappable. He has all kind of time to throw. Jackson on the near side. Jaquan Smith with the pick for the Wolverines.
There it is. That could end up being the splash play that we needed. That's a tremendous individual and athletic effort there. Those are 2 of the better athletes on this field going up for the ball. And Jaquan just had one step on it, got up a little bit higher, and gets his hands on it and maintains possession.
We've got a couple candidates on the last 3 plays. The Taylor touchdown return, now the Jaquan Smith interception for the Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home play of the game. Now the Wolverines don't really have that big play passing attack. They do have big play players out there. Taylor,
absolutely.
Smith, Meredith, Jaquan Smith, Meredith, and Denard as well. Jones with a sidecar either way in the shotgun. Pressure. Trying to avoid the sack, and he can't do it. That's a big play defensively for the Gateway Gators. On the sack for Gateway after the interception is Justin Works.
Yeah, it's a loss of down, loss of yardage, and unfortunately the clock is just marching on here. I'm not sure if I wouldn't have taken a time out there if I was Woodland Hills.
Loss of 9.
We haven't seen the Nazcat so far today.
Nope, he hasn't touched the ball on offense. He's been a decoy. He had one pass that was kind of thrown his way, but was off the mark. He is slot left on 2nd down and 19. Jones looking at that play clock. Gets the shotgun, hands it off to Meredith, who runs left. Still running left. Nope, he won't get to the edge. Tripped up on a nice tackle.
Gateway, I think Gateway takes a timeout there. Pretty smart play.
Works again on the tackle, I believe. No, Works was trailing along. It was number 5, but that wasn't the 5. Someone got inside his block and made a nice tackle there.
Crashed and split 2 blocks there and got low and got the ankles.
Yeah, it is a good timeout by the Gators. They're second in this first half with a minute 12 to go. 26-14 is our score. Top seed, the Penn Trafford Warriors. They're 1. Gateway is 2. West Allegheny 3. Upper St. Clair 4. Those teams hosting playoff games tonight. Franklin Regional was 5. McKeesport, the 6th seed. They're playing West Allegheny. The winner between the Indians and the Tigers takes on the winner from tonight's game between the Gators and the Wolverines. See Woody High, number 7. And the 8th seed is Fox Chapel. And there you see the Big East Conference co-champions. But the only loss of the year for Gateway was a 28-0 loss to Penn Trafford. That gave the Warriors the conference championship, even though they were tied, and that gave them a higher seed.
Oh, he's got a hole. He's got some room.
Jaquan Smith, little counteraction to the near side. He's
there.
going to be short of that first down, but a good pickup.
Looks like Brandon Mayoka just barely gets his hands around his feet. So watch his hole develop here. My man DeVega Burr going out there, tearing some stuff up, and right there it just cracks wide open. Boy, just gets enough to knock him off balance.
It's going to be 4th down. The Gators take a timeout. We'll step away as well. You are tuned in to the Woodland Hills Wolverines and the Gateway Gators on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, all presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
State Farm agent Brandon Green wants to help you manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and realize your dreams. You can visit his office, conveniently located in the Forest Hills Plaza. Give him a call at 412-824-4800 or visit his website at greencoverage.com. Whether you're looking for insurance, banking, or annuities, State Farm agent Brandon Green is here to help life go right.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
Woodland Hills took advantage of a turnover for their offensive score earlier, unable to take advantage, at least right now, of the interception by Jaquan Smith. Michael Whitehurst on to punt.
A lot of room out there to the left, Michael.
Yes.
A lot of room out there to the left.
Well, Jackson is thinking it's to the right for him, but he's going to kick it to the near boundary. That's why the overload to the near side. And it goes out of bounds, and it gives Brady Walker and company a chance with 58 seconds to go. No timeouts left in this second quarter. Follow the Woodland Hills Football Network on Twitter, twitter.com, the WH Football Network, Football Net, excuse me. No timeouts, but Walker with good field position at his own 45-yard line.
And again, he's got the field presence, the quickness, and the intelligence to kind of have that internal clock going. He knows if a play's not developing, he's going to get rid of the ball, stop the clock, or run it and get out of bounds.
Yep, he's aware enough to do that. Just going to throw. Kane incomplete. Zip on that. A little stop route at the 48.
Yeah, maybe a little too much zip. He kind of ball got there before Brandon Kane had a chance to come out of his break.
Kane probably thought, I'm not even going to try to catch this. That'll dislocate a finger or two.
Yeah, he really stepped into that one. That had some zip. I don't think I'd want to catch that. That looked like it would hurt.
2nd down and 10. That didn't take long, just 3 seconds. Walker empty set with trips right, twins left. Gets the snap. Looking to the far side underneath route, wide open. Courtney Jackson in midfield. Spins back to the inside. Should have just kept going to the sideline. He's going to be dropped by Meredith.
Yeah, eats up a lot of clock there. Really ends up losing about 3 yards on the move. Trying to make a little highlight reel happen. pretty nice job by Denard. There, Rodney does a nice job of coming up and being aggressive and making the right play. As soon as his ball's thrown, he comes off his man, comes flying upfield, and that's exactly his job, is outside contain. Keeps him spun in, maintains his position, doesn't let him get back outside.
Keeps the pick up to 4 yards. Clock winds under 20 seconds. 3rd down and 6 for the Gators. They will stop with the first down. They have no timeouts. Firing to the far sideline, and that's a completion and a catch. Good job to stay in bounds by Travis Thompson. It was pretty good coverage by Jaden Lucas, but it's a first down for the Gators on the far boundary.
Well, he was kind of – who was that on the coverage? Was that Rodney?
Lucas.
Was that Lucas? No, that's Rodney. He was all over him. I don't know how he comes up with that ball in bounds.
It was Denard. I apologize.
It's kind of hard to sometimes pick up the number underneath those dreadlocks.
Thank you for covering for me.
Granted, he is the only kid on the field with dreadlocks, so it's kind of a double-edged sword for there, Bobo.
And thank you for throwing me under the bus. Walker to throw, another quick pass, and it's a flea flicker back to Walker. There's a flag up there, and here comes the lateral. They'll get it to Davis. He's coming to the near side, 40, 35, 30. Another flag goes down. He's spun down near the 25-yard line with no time left.
That second flag is going to be interesting, because if that's on Woodland Hills, Gateway should get – would they get another play?
I think they would offset, and I think that would end the half.
Does it not still count as a defensive penalty?
Yeah, but I think because they offset, it would be wiped off. We got an eligible man downfield against the Gators. That penalty is declined. We got holding downfield against the Gators. That is also declined. So you add that up, that little flea flicker pass and throwback for Brady Walker, and they tried to do some lateral. We'll call it the Stanford play for lack of better terminology. Davis is tackled in the first half, comes to an end. 13 points in each quarter for the Gateway Gators. The Wolverines put up both of their touchdowns in quarter number 2. And the score at halftime, it is 26-14. The second-seeded Gateway Gators are leading the Woodland Hills Wolverines. The score of 26-14. Tonight's playoff broadcast on the Woodland Hills Football Network is brought to you by State Farm agent Brandon Green. We're going to take a break. We'll be back to talk a little bit more about the first half. Right after this break, it's the Wolverines and the Gators. You're tuned in to the Trib Live High School Football Sports Network, the High School Sports Network, the Woodland Hills Football Network. It's all brought to you by State Senator Jay Costa.
A-Boss Opticians on Braddock Avenue in Braddock is your one-stop optical shop. With hundreds of the latest frame styles and lenses, the skilled opticians at A-Boss will help select and fit the best eyewear option for you. Plus, A-Boss Opticians is the best eyewear repair facility in the area. No matter what your eyewear needs are, make A-Boss Opticians your opticians. Call A-Boss Opticians at 412-271-4424 or visit abossopticians.com.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
Back at Gateway High School with Rick McIntyre and Bob Workwith on the MSA Sports Network. A entertaining game, to say the least. The Gateway Gators jumped out to a 13-0 lead. Woodland Hills scored a touchdown after a Brady Walker fumble. The Gators answered back. Nazir Taylor with a big kick return after a flea flicker play. Courtney Jackson has thrown a touchdown pass in this game and also caught a touchdown pass. You add it all together, it's a 26-14 lead. Some good things for the Wolverines. Still in this one, they'll get the football, Rick, to start the third quarter, but Brady Walker has been Brady Walker. He's been a big key to the first half success for the Gators.
Yeah, and obviously the key to the Wolverines' success in the second half is going to be wrapped around number 18 as well. They've got to get quick, hard pressure up the middle, and really they got to get some hands in his face, and the outside guys have got to keep contained, because you see what he can do when he spins to the outside and gets that little bit of gap on the outside. He's running for the sticks.
Took advantage. The Wolverines did have a sack and a fumble to score their early offensive touchdown on the touchdown pass from Jones to Rodney Denard. They didn't take advantage of the interception later, but if you look at it this way, to start the third quarter, and they've done some good things offensively, if you can drive and score, it's a 5-point game. So maybe a big key to start the third quarter with a nice drive offensively with the Woodland Hills. I'm sure they're talking about that amongst other things in the locker room.
Yeah, I think they're going to come out. Obviously we're getting the ball. I think we're going to see some basic run plays, maybe hitting the outside a little bit. and we've got to get that first down, get that 4 or 5 yard pickup, which we haven't done a whole lot of tonight. There's been a couple drives that we've sustained, but then it starts stalling on first, second down, and all of a sudden we're stuck with that 3rd and long, and it's just not, Woodland Hills offense is just not suited for that kind of a down and distance.
Big thank you to all of the sponsors all year long here at the Woodland Hills Football Network, and a big thank you tonight to State Farm agent Brandon Green for sponsoring this playoff coverage. The winner of this game gets the winner of tonight's game between McKeesport and West Allegheny. Last update we had from that game, it was a 14-7 lead for the West Allegheny Indians. For Woodland Hills, they've got a good job. Anthony Meredith has been their leading ball carrier, the most busy ball carrier, but he has ran the ball well. Denard hasn't really touched it much running the football. He does have the touchdown catch. Jones has had a couple of nice runs too, along with Jaquan Smith. I would expect more of that in the second half because that's the bread and butter. That's the comfort zone for that offense.
It is, and I think something we mentioned earlier. We haven't seen you weren't here last week, but I was told that when we've seen Nazir Taylor in the Wildcat, it's no longer called the Wildcat. That's the NASCAT.
I like it.
We haven't seen that yet in the first half. I think Woodland Hills got to kind of pull out all the stops here. I expect to see that at some point in the second half, and I think number one can maybe break one long, getting to the outside from that Wildcat.
Unofficially 240 yards on the ground or on the air for Brady Walker, 16 of 24 with a touchdown and an interception. Derek Davis has 2 touchdown runs for the Gateway Gators. He has 98 yards in the first half of those 2 touchdown runs. Courtney Jackson cut a 73-yard touchdown pass from Brady Walker, and he also threw a 15-yard touchdown pass to Brown, Tui Fa'u Amina Brown for the Gateway Gators on a gadget play on a 4th down and 5 from the 15-yard line. Mentioned that Rodney Denard has the touchdown catch of 11 yards from Daniel Jones. The other touchdown, Nazir Taylor, an electrifying 75-yard kick return for the other score for the Woodland Hills Wolverines. At the half, it is 26-14. We'll take a break. As far as on the internet, you'll hear the MSA Sports or the Trib Live High School Sports Network halftime show. It's been too many years of that habit. And we'll take a listen to the Wolverines and the Gators on the Woodland Hills Football Network. It's all brought to you tonight by State Senator Jay Costa.
You're listening to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network. Wolverine Football is also brought to you by the Triangle Barn Grill, State Farm agent Brandon Green, LGAR Health and Rehabilitation Center, Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home, Bush Brothers Car Care, the Barbers Inn in Swissvale, A-Boss Opticians, the Turtle Creek Valley Rotary Club, Web Landings, and LG3 Entertainment. Now it's time for the Woodland Hills Football Network halftime show.
And your halftime show tonight is brought to you by State Farm agent Brandon Green. We appreciate Brandon supporting this broadcast tonight. 26-14 lead for the Gateway Gators over the Woodland Hills Wolverines. And this is the Class 5A quarterfinal round. The West Allegheny Indians have taken a (15-14) lead over the McKeesport Tigers in the game opposite of this one. So the winner of that matchup will take on the winner of tonight's matchup between Woodland Hills and the Gateway Gators. The Gators got 240 yards through the air and a touchdown from Brady Walker. 98 yards, 2 touchdowns on the ground from Derek Davis, a pretty good-looking freshman for the Gateway Gators. And Courtney Jackson had 4 catches in that first half for 93 yards and a touchdown reception of 73, and also threw a touchdown pass to Tui Fa'u Amina Brown of 15 yards on a gadget play on a 4th and goal, or a 4th down from the 15-yard line. Gateway did a good job offensively, but the Wolverines right in it. We talked, Rick, before we went into the halftime marching bands of how important this initial drive of the third quarter could be for Woodland Hills.
Yeah, kind of come out and set the tone for the second half. We've got the weapons. I think we have the size advantage up front. Just got to get some good play calling and really good execution. A little bit more energy maybe coming out into this third quarter than maybe they did in the first. Towards the end of the first quarter, they started to sag a little bit, started feeling down when they got down a couple touchdowns real quick, which is easy enough to do. But now it's kind of a new game. You know, there's two missed extra points could come in, you know, to play here later on.
Absolutely.
If Woodland Hills really, you know, focuses and, like I said, executes, comes out, maintain control of the ball, get a couple splash plays, and like I said again, just set the tone for this third quarter.
Now this is easier said than done. Defensively, you got to try to contain number 18. He had a big 29-yard run in the first half, his escapability. The one of the few times you had pressure on him ended up in a sack and a fumble, which led to the Denard touchdown catch. You need more of that defensively from Woodland Hills in the second half.
Yeah, and that's kind of the catch-22 when you're facing somebody like Brady. You know, you can't sit back and contain, because if you give him all day, he's going to pick your defense apart with his accuracy and his knowledge of the routes and his own defenses. But you can't overall blitz him, because if he gets through it, he's going to run for the sticks every time. So, like I said, I think towards the end of the second or first half, you got to get that up front pressure real quick up the middle. Get some hands in his faces. Don't let him get those three-step quick drops. And then those outside guys have got to play contain, maintain their position, not let him spin to the outside.
So you're telling me the catch-22 is the catch-18?
Yeah, well done.
Okay. We'll see what happens in the second half. It's 26-14, Gateway leading Woodland Hills at the half. It is the State Farm agent Brandon Green halftime show. We'll take a break and get you set for the start of the third quarter. Right after this, you're tuned in to the Wolverines and the Gators on the Trib Live High School Sports Network, the Woodland Hills Football Network. It's all presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
State Farm agent Brandon Green wants to help you manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and realize your dreams. You can visit his office, conveniently located in the Forest Hills Plaza. Give him a call at 412-824-4800 or visit his website at greencoverage.com. Whether you're looking for insurance, banking, or annuities, State Farm agent Brandon Green is here to help life go right. Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home, with locations in East Pittsburgh and Turtle Creek, is a member of the Hall of Excellence of the National Funeral Directors Association. This reflects the same pursuit of excellence by our Woodland Hills football team, cheerleaders, marching band, students, staff, and faculty. For over 110 years, Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home has been honored to serve local families and to be a proud partner of the Woodland Hills communities. Bush Brothers Car Care Center in Swissvale has been a Monongahela Avenue institution for nearly 30 years. Bush Brothers is a full-service mechanic and tire shop for all types of vehicles. Whether you need mechanical work, alignment, state inspection, emissions testing, new tires, or just an oil change, Bush Brothers is the place for you. Bush Brothers Car Care Center, Monongahela Avenue in Swissvale, or give Martin and Jason a call at 412-351-5342. There are few things that guys like more than a great haircut at a real barbershop. And at the Barber's Inn on Washington Avenue in Swissvale, you'll find both. Plus, you can relax in style on supple leather sofas while watching their big screen HD TV. You can even shoot some pool while you wait. But most importantly, you'll walk out the door with a haircut or shave you're sure to love. Walk-ins are always welcome at the Barber's Inn in Swissvale. For more information, call 412-271-7434. And remember, real men come to the Barber's Inn. Today's broadcast of Woodland Hills football is brought to you by the Turtle Creek Valley Rotary Club. Since 1905, Rotary clubs across the globe have brought business and professional leaders together to provide humanitarian services, encourage high ethical standards in all vocations, and to advance goodwill and peace around the world. The Turtle Creek Valley Rotary Club meets every Friday at noon at Shelley Pie. Rotary, service above self.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
It's a 12-point lead for the Gateway Gators here at Gateway High School and Marino Stadium with Rick McIntyre and Bob Workwis on the Woodland Hills Football Network. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by State Farm agent Brandon Green. Gateway won the opening toss. They decided to take the football. Turned out to be a good move for them. They scored on their first drive, their third and fourth drives as well. Woodland Hills has a touchdown pass from Daniel Jones to Rodney Denard, also a 75-yard kick return by Nazir Taylor for their points. Derek Davis, the freshman, has 2 touchdown runs for the Gateway Gators. Courtney Jackson has a touchdown reception from Brady Walker, and he also has thrown a touchdown pass. We'll see what Woodland Hills can do to start the second half with the football. Updating you by the way, McKeesport back and forth with West Allegheny. The Tigers back up 22-15 halfway through the third quarter.
Yeah, I kind of figured that would be a pretty tight game. It's going to be a back and forth all night. 2 very good, very physical teams.
To kick it off, Jason Jenkins. High, short kick. Backpedaling. That is Taylor. He got it at the 21. He's out over the 31, close to the 32. Gateway will take that, considering what happened earlier in the game. And the Wolverines will start the third quarter at their own 32-yard line, trailing 26-14.
Yeah, a little surprised there about a move from Gateway to kick it at the number 1 there. Not necessarily kicking it to him deep, but kind of kicked it right at the guy that had the big touchdown return on the kickoff.
Call the yard line to 33. I like what Woodland Hills, adjustment-wise, has done during the season, and we know Denard and Smith and Taylor are all dangerous from the return game. They've snuck those guys up into the up line. We get the NASCAT. Is that what you're telling me?
That's what I'm telling you. And looked like the slot kind of jumped off sides there. If he'd have just ran into motion, I think we'd get away with it.
So going to take a 1st and 10, make it a 1st and 15 on the procedure call. We'll take the Wolverines back to their 28-yard line.
Not necessarily a tone we were discussing setting coming out in the third quarter.
Had a costly penalty on a holding call in the first half. On a nice drive for the Wolverines that ended up in a punt. Taylor takes the NASCAT, comes to the near side. Jeremiah Josephs trips Nazir Taylor up, but Taylor's able to pick up 4 yards. That is the first touch on the offensive side for Nazir Taylor. It's going to be 2nd and 11.
So I like the play call. It's something we talked about, going into halftime. And if that's 1st and 10, that's a really nice first down pickup. Fortunately, the penalty kicks it back. Now it's 2nd and 11 after that nice pickup.
And here's the other thing. When you go to the NASCAT, a Wildcat, you have Meredith in there, so the defenses need to respect him as well.
Yeah, that's an excellent call.
He's the sidecar to the right with the bunch formation to the right. Taylor is going to run to the right, but looks like a pre-snap penalty. Taylor's going to throw, lobs it high for the freshman Davian Rochelle, and is incomplete on the coverage. Travis Thompson there very easily could have been a flag back there defensively against
I think
Gateway.
There probably should have been a flag back there. I think he hit him with both hands twice. Not sure what this first call was, a legal procedure.
That'll be he declined. I like the play call. The only thing is Naz Taylor. There's too much air onto that. There was some big-time hand fighting between Rochelle and Travis Thompson.
Couldn't really tell who made first contact there, but maybe a good no call there. They both kind of bumped each other, let it fly.
Taylor will come back in at the quarterback slot. Nope, he's putting that glove on, so he's going to go as a slot left with Daniel Jones back in. He wants Taylor to come in motion, and he does from left to right. Jones, fly pattern, far side. Oh, a good play. Just a little overthrown for Whitehurst on a straight fly down the far sideline. Again, Travis Thompson, the second on the coverage for the Gators. Another flag. No, the flag is not. That's from the previous play. I like that. If you take just a little bit off of that for Daniel Jones, it's a great play.
I like the play call. I don't necessarily, and this is nothing against number 12, but why don't you have number 1 out there in that one-on-one coverage and you throw that up for grabs?
Punt situation for Whitehurst. looking things over. He'll punt it. He's been great punting the football. I'd put him up for all conference honors. Not already decided.
He's done an excellent job all year punting. Handled some really tough snaps. And speaking to a few folks in the crowd earlier this evening, and apparently he's getting some decent looks from some nice colleges. He's got really good grades. He's a really smart kid. He's got some looks at maybe some full scholarships as a punter going into college.
Good for Michael Whitehurst. The punt was down, by the way, at the 31, so Gateway, their first possession of the second half, comes at their own 31-yard line. See what Brady Walker can do with a sidecar to the right. Derek Davis will try to juke away. Good job by Anthony Meredith to drop Derek Davis for a loss of 2.
Well, getting a little chippy out there. Some late action. He was at number 59 for Gateway, kind of driving his man past the maybe past the point of necessity and drives him into the ground. Ref quickly in there to kind of break it up. An excellent athletic move there by Anthony Meredith to crash that line, make a nice tackle.
2nd and 12 after the 2-yard loss. Empty set, trips right, twins left. That's a standard set for the Gators. No pressure on Walker at all. Cutting down the middle, Brandon Kane. Boy, when he throws the 23, he zips the ball, does he not?
He seems to have a little extra zip when he's going to Brandon. I'll tell you what I think I saw happen there was Nazir Taylor from the cornerback position was kind of playing almost the deep third. He makes a really nice reader. I'm not sure if we're going to see it on this replay, but you can see Brady's looking to his out man. Nazir jumps that route, makes Brady come down to his next progression, and doesn't quite have the time to set his feet and get it there.
Jaquan Smith was under coverage for the Wolverines. 3rd and 12. Same formation. Empty set. Pressure. Walker steps up, avoids it. Cutting right. Throwing it wide open is Jeremiah Josephs. But did he make that catch? He did not. He's out of bounds on the far sideline.
Wow, that's a big, big break for Woodland Hills.
Coleman got over there late on the coverage.
He did. He made a really nice effort to get there at all. But you got to stay on your man because once Brady starts scrambling, his receivers know he's good enough. He's going to find them if they can get open. You got to stick your man the whole way.
Denard as well. So was Denard on the coverage. He forced that incompletion. Walker under pressure he hasn't been under pressure a lot tonight.
No, that one made him scramble a little bit, and so we finally get to see a punt return.
Second punt of the game for the Gateway Gators. Nazir Taylor stands at his own 41. So neither team doing anything on their initial drives of the second half. Good high kick. Taylor gets out of the way, bounces. He's going to pick it up on the bounce. He's got room. Oh, good tackle. Good decision, but Jeremiah Josephs trips Nazir Taylor up before he gets that dangerous head of steam.
You know, we've seen that play all year, Bob, and I will never grow numb to the anxiety that comes from this last-second decision to pick up a bouncing ball with 3 defenders kind of closing down on your flank. And he almost turns that into a big game.
Has Tim Bostard and his staff grown numb to that? Or probably not, right? They're probably more anxious than you.
Timmy, I could see Coach Bostard kind of pacing there a little heavier after he sees those kind of plays. But he's got a lot of faith in the athletic ability of his kids and lets them makes those decisions.
Jones drops the snap. He wanted to pitch it out, and the Gateway Gators have the fumble recovery. He wanted to turn and pitch it. He just simply dropped the football. And that will be the first turnover of the game for the Gateway Gators. And I want to say it was Jay Johnson who recovers the fumble for the Gateway Gators.
Yeah, Jones didn't quite get a really good, clean snap on that play. And as he turned, he didn't clear out away of that pulling left guard, Micah Lucas. I think Micah kind of, as he came through, bumped Jones a little bit. Knocked that ball loose. Unfortunately, Jones wasn't able to get down on it in time to recover.
First turnover of the game for the Wolverines. They give the Gators the football at their own 30. The Gators are at the Wolverine 30. Quick little flare pass near side of Brandon Kane. Head of steam. Breaks a tackle outside the 20. And he's forced out of bounds near the 10-yard line. As he broke a tackle, the 5'9" senior receiver, Brandon Kane, and that's a pickup of 20.
Yeah, we talked about him earlier. This is tough young man here. He takes a really big hit, kind of lowers his shoulder a little bit, takes the hit, keeps his feet, picks up another 15 yards after that contact.
5 catches, 77 yards for Kane. Walker now up to 260 yards throwing the football. Sidecar right, fakes the handoff, quick flip. Right side, Courtney Jackson. Angle to the far sideline. Denard is over there. Denard forces Jackson out of bounds after a short pickup of 2.
Good recovery there by Denard to get to the outside, not let his man kind of beat him to the front corner of the end zone.
He was stung by your criticism earlier on that touchdown. He's made several good plays since then.
He sure has.
That's the athlete 9 versus 9. That's the athletic matchup of the night right there.
It sure is.
Black and gold versus white and turquoise and black. Quick snap. Walker takes it up. The guy breaking tackles. He's going to go into the end zone. Brady Walker. An 8-yard touchdown run for the Gators. He has thrown for a score. He has run for one now. It's 32-14 Gateway.
He just broke tackles from basically all of Woodland Hill's best defensive players here. There's 1, 2, and then even Sidney Summers can't get in there and bring him down.
So Walker gets a touchdown run. It comes 9:19 of the third quarter. And they take advantage of the Daniel Jones fumble. Jenkins on to try to add the point after. It's been not that great. This time it is good for the Gateway Gators. 33-14 is your score. Gateway leading Woodland Hills. We'll take a break. Tonight's playoff game brought to you by State Farm agent Brandon Green. It's also on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network. It's all presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
State Farm agent Brandon Green wants to help you manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and realize your dreams. You can visit his office, conveniently located in the Forest Hills Plaza. Give him a call at 412-824-4800 or visit his website at greencoverage.com. Whether you're looking for insurance, banking, or annuities, State Farm agent Brandon Green is here to help life go right.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
Earlier in this game, Woodland Hills took advantage of a Brady Walker fumble to score a touchdown. This time, Brady Walker takes advantage of a Daniel Jones fumble. He caps off a 2-play drive or 3-play drive with an 8-yard touchdown run to make it 33-14. Denard has to track this ball down on the kickoff. At the 5, he's breaking tackles. He's in the clear on the far side. 30, 40, 50, 40. See you later.
Wow.
Second kick return touchdown tonight for the Wolverines. And again they answer, and again they stay alive.
I'll tell you, something that you're not going to see in the stat sheet, these are the things I like to point out here. If you keep your eye on Jerain Turner, number 87, first of all, Denard makes a nice play to get back to the ball. Coming up here, Jerain, he has a guy lined up right there, and he backs off, because he knows he doesn't need to make the hit. He could have cleaned that kid's clock, made a highlight film, but potentially take that penalty. Smart decision, really good non-play there by number 87.
So Denard goes 95 for a kick return touchdown. Hanchett's extra point is good. So stop the press. Second time that the Wolverines have answered with a big kick return.
Yeah, every time you start feeling like it's starting to kind of slip out of reach, Woodland Hills does something spectacular to kind of bring it back within grasp.
It was a 75-yard kick return by Naz Taylor in the first half. This time a 95-yard kick return for Rodney Denard to make it 33-21. So it's all back where we started just about 3 minutes ago.
Yeah, this ought to put a little bit of fire under the in the bellies of the white jerseys on that far sideline.
You know, once he got the edge on the far side,
oh, he was off to the races.
You're not catching number 9.
No, good job. Doesn't look back, doesn't care, just running for that end zone. Good running form. Excellent return.
Rodney Denard.
Do you think they're going to kick it deep again?
Well, they try to fool him, and it almost worked because it's sort of through the timing off
They've suckered him in.
Yes.
But, yeah.
Well,
but I think the delay to get back to it kind of allowed
and it helped.
the blocking to set up and develop.
I think if I'm Don Hall and Gateway, maybe I just take the ball, give him the ball to 35, kick it out of bounds.
Yeah, or, that little squib kick has worked earlier. They actually got the ball back on that play.
Denard getting interest from Howard, West Virginia Wesleyan, St. Francis, Duquesne, and the University of New Hampshire. He'd look good in any of those schools. He's a multi-talented athlete. He's good in all three facets of the game, offensively, defensively, and on special teams.
I think he'll make an excellent defensive back at the college level.
I think he'd be an outstanding DB. Up man Jeremiah Josephs takes the bouncing kick. He's going to be tackled by Jaden Lucas at the Gateway 37-yard line. 9:16 to go in the fourth quarter. The game opposite of this one. McKeesport and West Allegheny in the 3-6 matchup. It's McKeesport 22, West Allegheny 21.
Wow. Kind of wish we had that on one of the monitors here. We could be watching that game alongside this one.
Feeling that would be kind of exciting like that. It has turned out that way. This one has been pretty darned exciting in its own right. There's that wraparound draw back to the near side. Davis. Good job, but Jeremy Turner breaks that tackle. And then Davis, this kid is a good-looking freshman. He picks up yardage to the 48, maybe the 49. That's going to be a first down for Gateway.
Boy, Jaquan Smith really put a pretty heavy lick, potentially flag-worthy there, right on the boundary. And DeVega Bird does a nice job getting penetration, but just is not quick enough to get out there and catch that ball coming back the other way.
I thought Turner had Davis. Davis is a 6-foot, 175-pound freshman and impressive. He's over 100 yards trying to come to the near side. Good job by Christopher Jones. Davis is able to cut inside of that tackle and get positive yardage and pick up a 3 to the Woodland Hills 49.
Well, I tell you, for a freshman, this kid's got real instinct for the game. I mean, you can see here, this should be dead, 3 yards in the backfield. Keeps his feet, breaks it off, gets through 3 more tackles, picks up 2 yards.
Now, Isaiah Cameron, who had a big game in the opening week 0 win for Gateway over Woodland Hills. I know he was injured during the year. He has not seen the field at all. It's been Derek Davis in the backfield. Derek Davis swing pass near side. He tries to get inside Turner, and he does it again. And he's pushed out of bounds from behind by Christopher Jones. That is twice in 3 plays that Jeremy Turner has drawn a bead on Derek Davis, and twice he has broken off of the tackle.
Yeah, I think Turner just kind of commits the cardinal sin of making a tackle here. Kind of gets him flat-footed right there. You have no leverage. You're never going to get him down. Really nice individual effort there by that young freshman.
He has 110 yards rushing and now 4 catches for 44 yards for the freshman. Walker rolling right, firing it out. Courtney Jackson, first down. He goes down the far sideline and he's forced out of bounds. So that's another first down for the Gators and another catch. Catch number 6 on the night for Courtney Jackson.
And Gateway's just moving the ball at will right now.
Pick up of 12 more yards. Courtney Jackson has dreadlocks. He's wearing black and gold, I know. I'm trying to cover up for that earlier.
First down 10.
Is that just a hoodie hanging out of the back? Hard to tell. Jackson has a touchdown pass, and now 6 catches for 107 yards, including a 73-yard touchdown reception. Jaquan Thomas.
Nice job there by the Woodland Hills defensive line, kind of clogging up the middle, not letting anything get through. DeVega Bird, nice job with his hands, taking on 2 blockers, frees up his linebacker and his safety to come up and make a nice tackle.
Micah Lucas doing a good job to get underneath that as well. 3-yard pickup for Jaquan Smith. Or Jaquan Thomas, not to be confused with Jaquan Smith. Those two were locked up earlier. Good job! That's a nice tackle by Eric Oliver. Walker tried to fake it and counter right, and Eric Oliver, the defensive end, had none of it. That's a loss of 4.
No, he just got his arms wrapped all the way around him. Said, I'm taking you down, son. Very nice tackle. Nice player in the backfield.
Mention how slippery
doesn't let him get to the outside. He just got his arms all the way around him. And what I like seeing there, it's a big play. He stands up.
He helped him up.
Helps Brady get up. That's the sportsmanship that I'm used to from Woodland Hills.
Actually a loss of 5, and those are some long arms for Eric Oliver too. So good stop. Can they back it up here on 3rd and 13? Walker to throw, looks left, rolls right, wants a throw right. Oliver is on him. The pass is up. It's caught by Jeremiah Josephs, but out of bounds. And it'll be fourth down.
That's exactly what we were talking about at halftime. Got a little bit of pressure up the middle, make Brady move. Really good coverage downfield. He had nothing going on. When he starts scrambling, that's when it starts to get dangerous. Downfield, the Woodland Hills secondary sticks to their coverage, sticks to their man. Don't worry about the quarterback scrambling. Your defensive end's doing a nice job here, Oliver, to maintain that control, keep them contained.
20 of 31 now for Brady Walker for 285. They're going to keep him out here on fourth down and 13. The ball was inside the 25. We'll call it the 24. Walker going to the near side, stops, fires. Oh, he had a bad wide open on the seam route. It is behind Courtney Jackson. Incomplete.
I think he was looking for Jackson to kind of sit down there in that soft spot.
Yeah, I agree.
And Jackson just kept going. If Brady, if he throws the ball to where Jackson's going, it's an interception. Because Rondy Denard's there with his just licking his chops waiting for that ball.
If Jackson stops, it's a first down and possibly a touchdown.
Absolutely.
So either way, it works out for Woodland Hills. They turn the ball over on downs.
Nice break for the Blue Helmets.
So with 6:28 to go in the third quarter, Woodland Hills gets the ball back at their own 24. They're down 33-21 by 12. They've cut the lead to 12 several times in this game. Taylor comes in motion from right to left. Handoff is a counter to Anthony Meredith, and he's breaking tackles and carrying folks from the Gateway Gators. Derek Davis brings him down, but not where he picks up 7.
Yeah, it's that north-south running. I like this inside the guards, inside the tackles. You know, kind of punch him right up the nose. The Vega Bird's starting to look a little tired. He's been going both ways a lot in this game. He's been getting double teamed on every play, if you've noticed, on defense. Let's see if the big man can hold it together and get a nice drive together.
Second down and 3. Shotgun sidecar right. Taylor in motion again to the near side. Or to the left, excuse me. And there's that lob down the far sideline. And Devy and Rochelle almost made a spectacular catch. Pretty good coverage over there by Travis Thompson, but it falls incomplete.
Tell you, that ball, if that ball bounces another foot one way, that looks like the Lynn Swan, Super Bowl catch where he did the juggling over the guy. I like the play call, nice and aggressive. Good job by the offensive line. Really nice job by Meredith to peel back and pick up that outside guy.
And it's a good play call on third and 3.
That's why you got to get in those short down situations. You can open your offense up and get those opportunities.
Jones with a sidecar to his right. That's Meredith. Twins either way for the Wolverines. And in motion, far side, near side comes Naz Taylor. They counter with Daniel Jones. Cuts it up, first down and more. He's over the 35, and he rumbles to the 38-yard line. And for Daniel Jones, that's a pickup of 7 and a first down for the Wolverines.
I like that play call. That's a play we haven't seen a whole lot from the Wolverines offense. Kind of everything's flowing to the right. Get a nice fake. That really sucks these linebackers over. You see a frozen number 10, pulled number 55 over, and opens up that gap for the first down.
First and 10, Wolverines at the 38. Taylor again comes in motion. Sidecar to the left. Jones is looking opposite side, fires it out to Jaden Lucas. That's a first down. And he's near midfield after that catch. And that'll be a pickup of 12 yards. Second completion of the night for Daniel Jones. This for a first down. The other one was for a touchdown, first reception for Jaden Lucas.
Again, this looks like another Medee Williams break this play down and check, watch his form. His touchdown pass earlier wasn't a big throw, but again, here he sets his feet nice. When he can set and get his hips into the ball, he delivers a nice football.
That's an Anthony Meredith carry up the middle. That was a 13-yard pickup on the previous play, and Meredith will pick up 3.
There's Meatball. Charting all the plays so they can break them down and film later.
Second and 7. 49 yards on 12 carries for Anthony Meredith. He leads the ground game for the Wolverines in this contest. They've move to the Gateway 46, trailing by 12. Taylor in motion, jet sweep to the near side. It's well set up. Taylor cuts inside the 40, flag goes down, maybe too well set up on the near side. Taylor picked up first down yardage to the 37-yard line, but I'm afraid it's going to come back.
Yeah, the flag was in the direction of either Rodney Denard or Mike Whitehurst down there.
The Vega Bird is trying to petition for the penalty to go against the black and gold.
I don't think it's going to work, big dog.
Woodland Hills penalized 10 yards for Woodland.
So give Naz Taylor a positive yardage of 2 and then take it back 10 from the spot of the foul. Adam Gusky has joined us.
Well, I was listening as much as I could on the way here.
Oh, that's
and I was watching when I could. While I was at Pitt Volleyball, you guys doing a great job and had to step into the booth.
Oh.
Pass down the middle, Taylor on a post pattern. Has it, breaking tackles. He's inside the 20, he's inside the 10, and he will score. 53 yards from Daniel Jones to Nazir Taylor, and the Wolverines have cut the lead to 6.
Yeah, we were talking first half. We were waiting to see when number one's going to start getting some of these breakout plays. Boy, what a job there to keep his feet moving, break those last 2 tackles, and just kind of coast into the end zone. I don't like that ball coming out there at the end there, Adam. I kind of like to get it in their hands to the ref mentality, but glad to see the kids excited about a big play in a playoff game as well.
Absolutely, and when you take a look at that, Rick, I think the one thing is he reaches that ball out partially in excitement for scoring the touchdown, but number 2, he's reaching that ball out to make sure he gets it across the plane of the goal line as the Gator is converging.
Well, you could sell it that way, I guess.
Second touchdown pass of the evening for Daniel Jones. Second touchdown of the night for Nazir Taylor. This one from 53 yards, and with 3:29 to go in the third. It's Gateway 33 and Woodland Hills 28. You're tuned in to the Wolverines and the Gators on the Trib Live High School Sports Network, the Woodland Hills Football Network, all presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
State Senator Jay Costa is proud to represent Pennsylvania's 43rd District since 1996 and is happy to support the Woodland Hills football team. If you have an issue concerning state government, contact one of Senator Costa's 3 local offices. Senator Costa's offices offer a variety of services for constituents. You can reach Senator Costa's Forest Hills office at 412-241-6690 or log on to senatorcosta.com.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
With Rick McIntyre and Adam Gusky, Bob Workhorse, we're full force tonight here at Gateway, and it's been a good one. The Wolverines from Woodland Hills on a 53-yard pass from Daniel Jones to Nazir Taylor have made this a 5-point game at 33-28. Daniel Jones came into tonight's game with 2 touchdown passes on the season. He has a pair tonight, one to Denard and one to Nazir Taylor.
Yeah, Jones, he's really kind of settled down here. And basically after the first quarter, he had a couple sketchy plays, wasn't looking real settled. He's done a nice job getting it back together.
Hanch it to the far sideline, out of bounds. It goes at the 15. The Gators will take over at their own 35 after the procedure call.
You know, guys, with this being a 5-point ball game, think about how important those 2 missed point afters are coming into play now. With 3:29 to play in quarter number 3, you've got a 5-point football game, all because of missed point afters by the Gators.
Yeah, and with Woodland Hills with a pretty decent kicking game, you know, that's 2 field goals, that's 2 possessions, and that's all of a sudden the lead. So yeah, we said that earlier after the second one didn't go through. 1 extra point you can kind of get away with, 2 can really come back to haunt you.
Like I said, I was watching, not listening when I was at the Pitt volleyball game, then listening the whole drive here.
Brady Walker back out there for the Gators, comes out in the no huddle, but looking to the sideline to set up the play. Get the play call from Don Hall and his staff on the near sideline. He's going to fake a handoff, has plenty of time. Firing over the middle, has his man, Jeremiah Josephs. First down and more inside the Woodland Hills territory, and he's dragged down from behind by Sidney Summers, but Josephs on the catch and the roll, he picks up 25.
Yeah, if you give number 18 that much time, he's going to pick you apart every time. Joseph does a nice job here on the crossing pattern. Looked like we had maybe this underneath safety was on him, and he kind of passed him off to his man, and he just gets that little soft spot, cuts upfield, gets wide open, makes a nice pickup.
Another shotgun. When Walker finds to the right side, that passes off the hands of his intended receiver, and it's going to be incomplete. He tried to get it over to the right side of Travis Thompson.
Caleb Brevard came about 1 or 2 steps away from making a huge interception here. You see him coming in late into the picture. If he's a step earlier, I think that ball lands right in his lap.
3 catches for Travis Thompson now. He has 53 yards on the night. Thompson, Jackson, Kane, and Davis have all caught the ball well. Pass to the near side, a catch and a pull back to the middle by Josephs on the wide receiver comeback route. He's able to get yardage to the 32-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and 2 for the Gators. Jeremiah Josephs, his second catch of the evening.
Big tackler downfield. I'm not sure if the defense was well aware of the sticks in the moment, but they brought him down just short of falling forward to get to the sticks.
That was a nice job to come in and force.
Is that Coleman?
Yeah, Coleman's forced Joseph. Quick snap and forward motion for Brady Walker. He needs 2. He gets up 4, and it's a first down for the Gators. He scored the touchdown on that play earlier in the 3rd quarter.
You know, guys, with Walker's speed, you've got to be so aware of him being able to break it to the outside. Sometimes you let that inside go, and that's what happened both on the touchdown play earlier and on that first down pickup there.
That's that catch 22. We talked about at halftime. You got to catch 18.
So it's a first down. It's a 3-yard pickup, actually. They spot the ball down at the 29 for the Gators late in the 2nd quarter. 5-point game. Sidecar to the right for Walker. Pressure. Throwing back the other way, and it's incomplete. Pressure by Teron Best. Blew that play up. And it'll be 2nd and 10.
It looked like they were trying to set that little bubble screen out to the right. And Woodland Hills just got through there faster, I think, than Brady Walker was really expecting on that screen.
Best was basically set up in a 2-point stance right near the line of scrimmage and blew through there.
Trips to the right for the Gators. One wide receiver to the near boundary. Sidecar to the left. Walker looking to the near side. Pressure. Steps up. Firing. Good defensive play by Jaquan Smith. He knocks it away from Brandon Kane, and flags come in late.
I'm really anxious to see this replay. That looked like an unbelievable athletic move by number 10, Jaquan Smith. The only thing I can see at him is he may have gotten that left hand on the back as he went by.
That was the only thing I could think of too, Rick, because when Jaquan Smith made a break on that football, he got that hand on there so very cleanly, but that left hand may have been around the waist.
It's a personal foul. So maybe a little celebration or a little taunting.
I don't know. The flag came in so quickly after the players hit the ground, I can't fathom how it could have been a personal foul.
That's a good point.
And there was
there it is right there.
Oh, okay.
I was too busy
actually
looking
a Marcus Taylor.
Yeah, no, that's
yeah,
actually,
we were marveling.
That's a good call.
We were marveling over the great defensive
Jaquan
play.
with the Superman defensive play.
So it'll bring a first down and 10 for the Gateway Gators. The ball at the Woodland Hills 14. Walker fakes the handoff, gets pressure, gets out of it, flips it out to the far side, and Denard comes up to smash Courtney Jackson, but it's a pickup of about 5 or more for the Gators. Good job to avoid the pressure by Brady Walker that time and find his safety valve.
Looked like a little anger there coming out of number 9 on this tackle. Makes a nice hit. It looked like he almost gets this ball stripped as he brings him down.
And what's so impressive is how he was able to shed the block in the open field to converge on the ball carrier and knock him down.
Call it a gain of 6. 2nd and 4. Walker will hand it off. Derek Davis rumbling, and he'll get into the end zone. 3rd touchdown run of the game for the freshman Derek Davis. And the Gators answer to make it 39-28.
Yeah, I think Marcus Taylor's going to be replaying that big penalty in his head for the next couple nights, next couple weeks here. That really is cost the Wolverines here late in the game.
118 yards on 12 carries and 3 touchdowns for Derek Davis. Pretty impressive stuff from the freshman. Still plenty of time left in this contest. Still 1:27 to go in the 3rd quarter. Jason Jenkins on to had the extra point. Flags are down, so wipe that PAT off the board.
Unless they're going to say Woodland Hills was in the neutral zone.
Yeah, the Gators are reacting like it was a penalty against Woodland Hills.
That's a procedural penalty or a formational penalty against Gateway, so they're going to either have to re-kick here.
They're not aware of it. They're huddling up like they're going for a kickoff.
Well, keep your eye when that play clock starts and see where they're at. Certainly giving them plenty of time to get down there.
See if Jenkins is out there. The holder is out there. Sonny Communal. Yeah, Jenkins is out there, so they'll just move him back 5. As it stands, PIT awaiting 39-28 Gateway. Jenkins adds the point after, and it's a 12-point lead again for the Gateway Gators. Gateway 40, Woodland Hills 28, minute 27 to go, third quarter. We'll take a break here, listening to the Wolverines and the Gators, also watching them tonight. You can hear it on the Trib Live High School Sports Network, the Woodland Hills Football Network. It's all presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
The Triangle Bar and Grill in Swissvale is a proud sponsor of the Wolverines and has been serving the Woodland Hills community for nearly 70 years. The Triangle, located on Monongahela Avenue, is the home of the Battleship, the sandwich that made Swissvale famous. Plus, the Triangle has a full menu of specialty sandwiches you're gonna love. Call the Triangle at 412-271-9885 to place your order now. The Triangle Bar and Grill in Swissvale is a proud sponsor of the Wolverines and has been serving the Woodland Hills community for nearly 70 years. The Triangle, located on Monongahela Avenue, is the home of the Battleship, the sandwich that made Swissvale famous. Plus, the Triangle has a full menu of specialty sandwiches you're gonna love. Call the Triangle at 412-271-9885 to place your order now.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
Gets McKeesport outlast West Allegheny 22-21. So it's going to be either Gateway or Woodland Hills facing the McKeesport Tigers next week in the 5A semifinals.
I think either way, that's going to be a pretty good matchup next week. Boy, Rodney kind of went down a little awkward there. I was worried about that back leg.
Yeah,
that's
me
one
too.
of those ACL, MCL type of tackles.
Woodland Hills has had some offense. They need some more of it. Again, we're back at that 12-point deficit. It seems we spent a majority of this game with the Wolverines trailing by 12. Jones will run, goes to the far side, and he'll pick up positive yardage out near the 23, maybe the 24. Give him 4.
Looked like a pretty smart decision to me, Adam. He didn't want to force the ball in anywhere, didn't really have anything going on downfield. Sees a little opening on the left, takes what he can get.
And it was good to see him make a quick decision. Sometimes he has a tendency to hesitate back there, stand back there too long, wait for something to develop and end up losing yardage there. A sound decision. Also got a nice block there to help get him over to that boundary.
Yeah, I think it was number 12, Mike Whitehurst, out there on the block.
Woodland Hills has to take a timeout. So they burn one, trailing by 12, 40-28. Penn Trafford is tied with Fox Chapel, if I heard that right. So maybe a eyebrow raiser right there, although Fox Chapel did beat Woodland Hills earlier in the season. The other matchup, one we really haven't talked about, is Upper St. Clair, who was second in the Allegheny 9 Conference. 6-3 Upper St. Clair leads Franklin Regional.
That's a little more low scoring than I was expecting out of those two teams. But two pretty solid defensive teams there as well. Oh, there you go.
Well, see, I knew I put that wide-angle lens on when we set up for a reason.
Pretty sure I've seen this lineup at a post office.
You know, Adam,
in and around town.
we're well aware of the the Gateway expenditure on the new windows downstairs. I'm hoping that they put a little more steel reinforcement down there, and anticipating the three of us being up here for this game.
Especially in such a confined area.
With Adam Gusky and Rick McIntyre and Bob Workwist and the entire Woodland Hills Football Network here tonight at Gateway. Good job to escape this time, and that's a first down for Daniel Jones. Another good decision by the senior Jones, and he takes it over the 30 to the 31. That's a pickup of 7 more for Daniel Jones.
He doesn't get greedy at the end there, doesn't try to bust it upfield and maybe take a hard hit or cough that ball up. He gets the first down, gets himself safely out of bounds. Another set of smart decisions here by number 6.
Down to 35 seconds remaining in quarter number 3. Twins go left with Taylor slot to the left. He's been in this formation and come in motion. He doesn't this time. Hand out to Jaquan Smith. He breaks an arm tackle in the backfield, and he runs to the left. He'll pick up about 3 on his 6th carry of the evening to the 34-yard line. He now has 41 yards, 2nd and 7 for the Wolverines.
Woodland Hills continues to favor that short side of the field, fellas, and I think that they may have found something over on that side of the field where they're able to set up the pass on that side and also run the ball towards that side of the field.
I think part of it, Adams, they seem to be running away from number 55, Canaan Cleveland, all game. But what he's so good at is when he gets a little bit of penetration, he doesn't overextend. He gets lateral real quick, and you saw him right there kind of getting in there and just disrupting the flow enough that the play didn't develop.
Tonight's playoff broadcast is brought to you by State Farm agent Brandon Green. We were at a 12-point game at halftime, 26-14. 12 minutes of play in the third quarter. Nothing has been decided. Each team with 14 points. It is Gateway 40 and Woodland Hills 28. Back with the fourth quarter. Right after this, you're tuned in to the Wolverines and the Gators on the Trib Live High School Sports Network, the Woodland Hills Football Network, all presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
Life has its ups and downs. There are times when you or a loved one needs help. That's why you should know the name LGAR, Health and Rehabilitation Center. Located just minutes from the Monroeville Mall, the LGAR Health and Rehabilitation Center has been known by locals for many years, and they excel in reputation, rehabilitation, recuperation, and residential living. The help and answers you need are just a phone call away at 412-825-9000. Also on the web at lgar.org. LGAR Health and Rehabilitation Center, a name you should know and a name you can trust.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
Back at Gateway High School, Woodland Hills with the football to start quarter number 4. They're at their own 34-yard line on 2nd down and 7. 12 minutes remaining in the season for Woodland Hills if the score would remain this way, trailing by 12. But they've done some good things offensively. They're in the shotgun with a sidecar to the right. Taylor is slot to the near side. He goes in motion to the far side. Jones takes the snap, but it took entirely too long and maybe a delay of game against the Wolverines. Took a long time to develop that play.
And you got to wonder how you come off of the sideline after the quarter break and get whistled for the delay of game.
That'll take them back 5 yards to the 29.
Adam, you said it well. And those are the kind of mental errors and procedural errors that you can't afford in this close of a game, and especially in a playoff game.
So they go Twins either way. Slot to the near side. To the left is Taylor with Whitehurst. Rochelle is to the far boundary. Also a slot receiver that way. And Taylor's going to go in motion to the far side. Jones will take it. Has room and is going to run. 30. Good tackle from behind, though. That could have been a lot more yards for Taylor. Tui Fa'umuina Brown brings Daniel Jones down, not Taylor. That was well designed, just not quick enough to break through that gap for Daniel Jones.
No, I think that play is just exactly what Adam described earlier. They're running to that short side, and they're seeing something to that, the 3 and the 5 hole short side where they're finding some kind of a gap whenever the quarterback's dropping off in coverage or dropping off on the pass, that it just opens wide up.
Brown doesn't make that tackle. Jones most likely gets to the near boundary and has big yardage. It brings up a 3rd down and 7, a crucial 3rd down and 7 for the Wolverines. Early fourth quarter. Jones looking right, fires it out there, intercepted! It is Tui Fa'umuina Brown, but he fumbled it! And it's picked up by the Wolverines, and they get it back to the 30-yard line. You were looking at a pick six, and then it ends up in the hands of Jaquan Smith.
And this is going to be a first down for Woodland Hills because the possession was taken away, and then Woodland Hills got the ball back. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Woodland Hills at the 30 after the change of possession and then the fumble.
So it's an INT, and it popped up in the air, and Smith gets it and returns it 9 yards to the 30. 1st and 10, Woodland Hills.
Oh, that poor kid. I mean, he's just running the ball, just pops right out, wasn't touched, just kind of squirts out of his arm.
Very possibly could have put the game away right there.
Oh, that's a pick six if he just holds on to the ball, and that's lights out.
Now the Wolverines need to take advantage of this, Adam.
You got to give some credit to Jaquan Smith sticking with him because it seemed like he was going to be able to go to the house, but he stayed a step or two behind him, trying to track him down, and the ball came loose, and he got the ball.
Pass to the near side. Taylor trying to shake and bake. Good tackle in the open field on the near side. And he lets the fans know about it with a little dance move with Jeremiah Josephs. Taylor picks up 1.
I like the confidence there of Coach Boster going right back to his quarterback, letting him throw the ball again after that big pick. Letting him try to maybe get back into a little bit of rhythm. I want to see. We haven't seen number 1 stretch the field yet on that one. When he gets to that one-on-one coverage. I don't know if they're holding that for something. I think now might be the time to pull it out.
Can't leave anything in the back.
That's right.
Twins will go either way for the Wolverines with the shotgun with a sidecar right. Jones is directing traffic. Taylor slot near side. Jones looking near side. Fires the underneath route for Nazir Taylor. The clear out by Whitehurst, but the pass is incomplete on the coverage for the Gators. Brendan Majaka.
Yeah, it looked like Nazir Taylor was on a 15-yard out, and maybe Jones thought he was on a 10-yard out. Not sure if that's just a bad throw or miscommunication between the quarterback and the receiver.
Brings up a 3rd down and 9 for the Wolverines. After the interception and a fumble, that's 3 turnovers on the night for the Gateway Gators. 2 for the Wolverines, and that was 2 turnovers on the same play, 1 for either team. Jones, shotgun, low snap, picks it off the turf, firing over the middle. Good play on the post pattern, the slant. Denard with a sliding catch at the 44, 1st down, and a pickup of 13.
Boy, did you see the velocity on that ball, Adam? Boy, he really got the hips into that one. Really nice throwing motion. Knew he had just a little bit of a tiny window to get that ball into number 9. Great job delivering that.
His eyes were probably as big as $half when he saw Denard get that one step away from him, the defensive back in the middle of the field, and rifled that one in there. You talked about the velocity, Rick. That was spot on.
Slots either way. Denard to the right, Taylor to the left. Big play capabilities right there. They'll fake the handoff to Meredith. Running right is Daniel Jones. Gets the edge, 45-50. Stiff arm. 1st down and more down the far sideline. He is knocked out of bounds near the Gateway 40-yard line, but a good run by Daniel Jones. And again, Rick and I talked about it, and you mentioned it, Adam. His decision-making has been really good tonight. He's been really quick in making his decisions.
Well, that's a call from the huddle there. That's a designed run play. They fake it left, come back right. And if you saw it on the replay there, big man DeVega Bird just collapses that whole right side, really take control.
Yeah, that was a design that looked like a 16 counter. It would have been called that way in our day, Rick. And Jones saw the crease to the outside, took advantage, and got that 1st down.
Sidecar left. Twins either way for the Wolverines. Pressure comes. Home run ball for Taylor. He's out there. And he had a few steps on the defender, but the pass is overthrown and incomplete.
Some pretty late pressure there coming to Jones. I think he heard some footsteps. Maybe that ball squirts out a little bit. But boy, Naz had him beat. If he just gets a little more air underneath that ball, lets him get some ground to run underneath it.
The pressure came from the far side. If the pressure didn't come, maybe he has an extra second, and that ball's on the money. 2nd and 10, and another good play to go deep on a 1st and 10. Let's see what the Wolverines do on 2nd down from the Gators' 40-yard line, trailing by 12. Counter to Meredith, cuts it back up, and he'll get 5 to the Gateway 35.
Big hole on that play, guys, and you can just see how the left tackle and left guard pulled up through on that counter. The great clear out by Michael Lucas, and then the tackle pulling through cleared the way to pick up a handful of yards on 2nd and 10.
Again, more of that number 5 is just a quintessential north-south runner. He's not dancing. He's not, looking for a big break, spins. He's hitting the hole and hitting it hard.
Again, it's predominantly been this formation, shotgun with Meredith as a sidecar. And Twins either way, they'll fake the handoff. And again, run on the 16 counter. But a flag down in the backfield, and that's probably not good news for the Wolverines.
Yeah, it looked like Andrew Alexander had a defensive lineman hooked over there on that right defensive end spot. And that's going to cost Woodland Hills 10 yards, but
14 actually, because this flag thrown at the 39. So
yeah, and
takes a first down off the board.
The Gators see their best defensive lineman come out of the game. Kanan Cleveland comes out with a injury. It appears to be his right arm.
Yeah, he looks like he's in a lot of pain, Adam. I mean, right as the play developed and play ended, he came off immediately. That right arm sagging a little funny. I don't know if it's a dislocated shoulder type situation, maybe just a real bad stinger.
He went right to the bench. You can see him on our video portion of this broadcast. If you're watching on Facebook Live or YouTube, that could be a big loss there, rubbing that right arm down there. But it's 2nd and long for the Wolverines. It should be 2nd down, right?
Nope, 3rd. Because it was 3rd down
and
5, then you had the 14-yard penalty, and now a false start against Woodland Hills, where basically everybody, except for the center, was going on 1. The center decided he was going to go on 2.
Yeah, when that many people move, I assume it's the center's fault, although Adam would probably tell you it's never the center's fault.
Only when I played guard would I say it was the center's fault.
So a huge 3rd and long. 24. The line to gain is the Gateway 30. The line of scrimmage is the Woodland Hills 46. Pressure comes and Jones avoids it. Steps to the right, still on his feet, cutting back to the near side. But that man was down there, and he's finally going to go down at the Woodland Hills 44.
Yeah, there wasn't much Jones could do there. Once he stepped up, he had an opportunity to throw the football. However, he had gotten to the line of scrimmage at that point, or at least near the line of scrimmage. So if he throws the football, it could be a penalty against the Wolverines.
Here's the thing. If Works is falling down, he had the initial pressure. If he's not there, Jones maybe cuts it back.
Right.
But he did a good job to recognize that Works was laying right there. So he took his loss, and it's going to be a Whitehurst punt, maybe.
Looking for a big punt here from Mike Whitehurst. We need to really pin them deep if we can.
7:20 clock turns in the 4th quarter. Gateway 40. Woodland Hills 28. It's a fake. 45, 50, 45. And then the 35. He needed the 30, so a big run by Whitehurst, but it's getting up short, but it's not much different than a punt anyway.
Yeah, that's a punt with a decent return. It's a roll of the dice maybe a little bit, but not a horrible play call. Keeps it interesting.
And, when you look at Courtney Jackson back there to return the punt for Gateway, he is so dangerous. You take a fake punt, you pick up that much yardage, it ends up with Gateway getting the ball at the 35-yard line. If you punt to him and he catches it, let's say at the 20-yard line, and is able to return it, who knows what can happen. So that's another roll of the dice that could have paid off. It didn't ultimately, but it still sets up Gateway in their own territory, 15 yards from midfield.
So it's a net gain for the Blue Helmets.
Now you're asking the defense to come up with a big stop. The clock becoming Gateway's friend with 7:07 to go in a 12-point game. Hand off to Derek Davis, who has scored 3 touchdowns tonight on the ground. He picks up 1 to the 37. It will be 2nd down and 9.
I think the fortunate thing here with Gateway, as you said, the clock being their friend, I don't think we're going to see a lot out of the arm of Brady Walker. We're going to see them kind of rely on the running game if they get into a 3rd and long maybe. But this is kind of maybe playing into the teeth of the Woodland Hills defense.
You might see the feet of Brady Walker.
Well, there's that too.
On that previous play, I was so impressed with the closing speed of Michael Coleman. He read the play running to his right, the offense's left, and came up, made the stop after just a 1-yard gain.
2nd and 9. Shotgun. They'll fake the handoff, and he's going to throw underneath. It's Brandon Kane. All kind of room down the middle of the field. First down for the Gators inside of Woodland Hills territory to the 43-yard line.
What was that I was just saying?
They're not going to go to the air.
Yeah.
Well, they did, and as you took a look at that play, guys, you could see how when Caleb Brevard was chasing the play, he was lining up trying to chop at that football. Instead, he had a teammate come over and undercut the receiver to make the tackle.
And what you saw there was that's a play action, and on the replay you could see pretty clearly number 22, Sidney Summers, really bit for that fake. He came flying up to the line of scrimmage to try and get to the ball. That's what opened up that gap right behind him for the completion.
340 yards unofficially through the air for Walker. Fakes the handoff, runs opposite to the left side, and then squares his shoulders up. Gets inside the 40 to the 39-yard line, dropped by Sidney Summers. It'll be 2nd down and 5 for the Gators.
Another solid run here by Walker. Just really good presence, excellent footwork, good mobility. I said earlier in the game, Adam, he reminds me of that kid from Central back when we were playing. I think your sophomore year, maybe my senior year.
Give him 4, so he's 384 yards of total offense, Brady Walker.
His name is Mark Bulger.
Oh, him.
Gateway will try to milk some clock. The play clock is down to 5, and the Gators jump offside, procedure call. And that's what you want if you're Woodland Hills.
Sure is, and it's something you don't see a whole lot from getting this Gateway team. They seem to be a very disciplined, very organized ball club here. They don't make a whole lot of these mistakes.
Taking a look at that last offensive play from Gateway. You talked about the running ability of Gateway's quarterback. What I was impressed with was how he had the vision. He was looking to that far boundary the whole way, saw the hole open up inside of 2 Woodland Hills defenders, was able to break forward for a handful of yards.
2nd and 11 after the false start penalty. Walker will fake the handoff. Quick pop, pulls it out. Seam route, and it's open. And down the field is Tui Fa'umuina Brown, and he's inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. Another big pickup for the Gateway Gators, a gain of 30.
That's the old pop pass, basically. The quick fake brings them linebackers up again, and they just let Brown slip right by him. That's just lack of attention to detail, and just undisciplined play there by the defense.
Yeah, there was just a little shove on that side by Jeremy Turner, and then the safety coverage didn't come over the top, and that allowed Brown to race down the field and pick up a big 1st down for the Gators.
The pop pass indeed works from the 14, hand off to Derek Davis. He's got to make sure he secures that football. Davis will get 4 to the 10.
Stop by Oliver.
And not much going on up the middle there for Gateway.
Clock will wind under 4 minutes.
A lot of big, wide bodies there in white getting in the way.
Good job to get underneath by Eric Oliver to make that stop on Davis.
You can see no urgency here by Gateway.
And it feels like it's been 15 minutes since the last play.
Walker's feeling the same way. They get it off with 1 second to go on the play clock, and that is denied. Big time tackle made by, go ahead, Rick.
That's my man, big man, DeVega Bird. He came up there and looked at him like it was the McRib back for lunch again. I'm going to get me one of them. McRib is officially back, by the way. I saw it today.
That's definitely one of your sound decisions to go get a big McRib.
I actually saw it as I pulled out of Chili's after lunch. Oh. The McDonald's was right there, and I really contemplated, chasing the Big Mouth burger with a McRib.
Oh, my.
But I opted out.
How do you expect me to concentrate now with all this food talk going on? 3rd down and 8 for the Gators. Walker fakes the handoff, rolls to the right, stops, fires, has a man. Good catch, but a better tackle by Rodney Donovan. It wasn't Donovan, it was Meredith who's been good defensively as he throws Tui Fa'umina Brown down short of the 1st down.
And once again, it's getting a little chippy down there, Adam. A little trash talking. When you see the helmets moving like that and the arms going, it's time for the ref to kind of step in and break it up a little.
And it's funny because when these two teams played back in week 0, there was a lot of that face mask to face mask, then a tap on the backside. You don't see that here in the playoffs. It's a little bit of a different atmosphere.
Yeah, it's a little more intense.
You see the face mask,
Yes, but no tap on the back.
No tap on the backside, absolutely. With the stakes a lot higher. Clock is going to wind under 2 minutes, so the Gators have done a good job of taking time off the clock. And they're going to take a timeout. It'll give us a chance to take a break as well. Tonight's broadcasts of this playoff game brought to you by State Farm agent Brandon Green. You're tuned into the Wolverines and the Gators on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, all presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
Serving the Turtle Creek Valley and surrounding areas for over 111 years, Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home is pleased to announce the opening of their new crematory at their Turtle Creek location. Families choosing cremation can have added peace of mind, knowing that their loved one never leaves the care of Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home, and that our crematory is used exclusively for the families we serve.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
Not sure they would go for a field goal, and they're not. Walker is out there, so you're leading by 12, 2 scores if you're the Gateway Gators, and even if you fail right here, you leave Woodland Hills with a long field. So I believe the right decision by Don Hall and his coaching staff. Gators need a stop, or the Wolverines need a stop. And then a couple of scores. Walker rolling right, all kind of pressure. Throws it up and it's intercepted. He should have just thrown it away or taken the sack. And it's picked off by Sidney Summers. 4th turnover of the game for Gateway.
Summers got folded up after getting that INT, and he's slow to get to his feet. But, the Wolverines had all kind of pressure on Walker there. And, Bob, I think he swallows that football. It's a better decision for the Gateway Gators. This interception gives Woodland Hills a bit of momentum.
Boy, I was kind of keeping an eye on his leg there, Adam, as you called that out. That right knee just buckled underneath him. He looks like he could be pretty seriously hurt.
Well, the good thing is he is right now walking without any assistance, being aided by John Carter, but not too heavily. So that's good news for Sidney Summers.
That's John Carter. So
it's true.
If he gives you a finger, he can carry you. You know what I mean? It doesn't look like a lot of effort, but he could very well have all of his weight.
At the end of that, when he got to the sideline, he did put some more pressure on.
Yeah.
Because it did look scary when he did get folded up after the INT. So the Wolverines are 91 yards away from a touchdown with 1:52 to go. There's a play that you want with Taylor with some space to the right side. He could not secure the football. It's incomplete.
Yeah, a little anxious there. Just kind of wants to turn up and make the big play before he secures the football, Adam.
And 2 things going through his mind there you've got to think are, number 1, turn up field before you get the football, and number 2, turn up field and get to that boundary. And I think those 2 things going through his mind took the concentration off catching the football first.
So it's incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10. McKeesport awaits the winner of tonight's contest in the 5A semifinals. Next week, site time to be determined next Friday night. Woodland Hills needs a remarkable comeback. They have some big plays tonight, a couple of kick returns. Taylor also has a 53-yard touchdown reception. Flip out of the backfield to Denard. It's incomplete. Fortunately, it might have been a better thing that it was incomplete because there were 4 black jerseys.
Yeah, he wasn't
wasn't
getting anywhere, and the clock keeps running if he catches that.
Bobby, you're talking about McKeesport winning that football game against West Allegheny here in the first week of the playoffs, and they've got to be thrilled with getting that victory after falling to West A last year in the WPIAL Finals, a game that was ensconced in controversy.
Ensconced.
I'm glad he said it because I was trying to bite my tongue. I make fun of you for some of your words too much. Thanks, Bob, for picking me up.
That's a good word.
It is a good word.
3rd down and 10. They try the same play to Denard, but 2 black jerseys.
Oh boy.
Skips away from run. He's dangerously close to that goal line. He's dropped at the 1-yard line.
Well, he took a really big shot to the head there at the end of that play.
And there's some extracurricular activity with Woodland Hills' Andrew Alexander trying to pull out there and make a block from a center position.
It was more of a glancing blow there. Took it more to the shoulder. In real time, it looked like he got popped right on the helmet. Denard coming to the sideline a little bit injured. That looks like kind of a cramp situation.
It might be your final offensive play of the season for Woodland Hills. The yard to gain is the 17. You're at the 2. So you need 15 at least to keep this season going on.
Is that a mental error there, Rob or Adam, that if you're injured and the clock's running and you're down, do you stay on the field?
Pass for Taylor. It is thrown into double coverage. It's incomplete. Sonny Communal on the coverage. Also over there, Brendan Majaka. It's incomplete. The Gators will take over at the Woodland Hills 2.
Got a good bit underneath that ball. I mean, I mean, the Gateway's basically in prevent defense there. You're preying on a miraculous catch and a breakaway.
So the Gators, even though they're at the 2, most likely take a knee.
You would hope so, because if they don't, and these two teams are lined up again next season, who knows what going for a touchdown here could result in a season from now.
I can speak from experience from that. When we played my junior year, LeVar Arrington, they called it a timeout, North Hills did. They had us beaten. There it is. They're trying to punch it in again.
They're trying to get the 4th touchdown for Derek Davis, but the Vega Bird makes a big tackle.
And, Rick, that was actually the first example I could think of within the realm of Woodland Hills was my freshman year, your junior season, that semifinal loss that the Wolverines had against North Hills at Mount Lebanon High School. Yeah. A season later, we had the opportunity to really just bury North Hills. Called a timeout. Coach Novak waved off the timeout late in the football game, and the Wolverines ended up getting that big win back then. But unfortunately today, it won't be, as their season will end with a loss to the Gateway Gators just like it began.
Absolutely. And just quickly again about that game. That game coming up the next year was our home opener against North Hills, and our entire game plan was go get number 9. Every play, put him on his back, and we certainly did that.
So this one ends. We've had scoring in every quarter except the first for the Wolverines. Neither team with any points in quarter number 4. The final score of the Gateway Gators 40, the Woodland Hills Wolverines 28. It'll be Gateway to advance into the semifinals to take on the McKeesport Tigers. Adam, Rick, and myself will be back to talk about this one with the State Farm agent Brandon Green post-game show right after this. You're tuned in to the Wolverines and the Gators, the Trib Live High School Sports Network, the Woodland Hills Football Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
State Senator Jay Costa is proud to represent Pennsylvania's 43rd District since 1996 and is happy to support the Woodland Hills football team. If you have an issue concerning state government, contact one of Senator Costa's 3 local offices. Senator Costa's offices offer a variety of services for constituents. You can reach Senator Costa's Forest Hills office at 412-241-6690 or log on to senatorcosta.com. The Triangle Bar and Grill in Swissvale is a proud sponsor of the Wolverines and has been serving the Woodland Hills community for nearly 70 years. The Triangle, located on Monongahela Avenue, is the home of the Battleship, the sandwich that made Swissvale famous. Plus, the Triangle has a full menu of specialty sandwiches you're gonna love. Call the Triangle at 412-271-9885 to place your order now.
Life has its ups and downs. There are times when you or a loved one needs help. That's why you should know the name LGAR, Health and Rehabilitation Center. Located just minutes from the Monroeville Mall, the LGAR Health and Rehabilitation Center has been known by locals for many years, and they excel in reputation, rehabilitation, recuperation, and residential living. The help and answers you need are just a phone call away at 412-825-9000. Also on the web at lgar.org. LGAR Health and Rehabilitation Center, a name you should know and a name you can trust.
State Farm agent Brandon Green wants to help you manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and realize your dreams. You can visit his office, conveniently located in the Forest Hills Plaza. Give him a call at 412-824-4800 or visit his website at greencoverage.com. Whether you're looking for insurance, banking, or annuities, State Farm agent Brandon Green is here to help life go right.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
Back at Gateway High School for the State Farm agent Brandon Green post-game show. The booth filled up here tonight with Adam Gusky and Rick McIntyre. I'm Bob Workwith. A 40-28 victory tonight for the Gateway Gators over the Woodland Hills Wolverines in the first round, the quarterfinal round of the Class 5A playoffs in the WPIAL. And the season is over for Woodland Hills. A lot of fight for the Wolverines tonight, but really couldn't overcome that 13-0 deficit after the first quarter.
Yeah, it's something we've seen all year with this team. They've been up, they've been down, but no point in any game do you really see the fire really leave them. You see them get a little deflated. You see the momentum leave, but there was no quit in this team all season, and I give them a lot of credit for that.
You know, it really seemed like early in the football game when Gateway went up 19-0, Woodland Hills could have packed it in at that point and felt like they couldn't do anything with the football. But they kept their head about them and continued to push against the Gateway Gators. And, you know, that push and that drive continued all the way to the last offensive drive and even the last defensive play Woodland Hills had to try to get that stop to prevent Gateway from expanding the lead heading into the locker room.
Yeah, it could have very easily just dialed it in right there and let Davis get his 4th touchdown, but a big stop at the end of the night by DeVega Bird. Derek Davis, one of the stories, he had 3 rushing touchdowns for the Gateway Gators. 4 touchdowns for the Wolverines. Rodney Denard, Nazir Taylor, each with a pair, each with a kick return, each with a reception. So they did some good things, but they just couldn't overcome, as you mentioned, the 19-point lead. But for Woodland Hills, just a costly mistake here and a couple big splash plays there. It's kind of been one of the stories of the season for the Wolverines. It ends up in the Gator victory.
Yeah, just a little bit of lack of discipline and just awareness of your surroundings in the game situation. You know, the personal foul there late in the game, that was really kind of the possibly cost us any chance of really getting back in the game there. It gives them the first down when they would have had, a 4th and forever, where we were, obviously getting the ball back with time on the clock. I think we're down by 12 at that point. Instead, they give Gateway the ball back with good field position and punching in the end zone, and that was kind of lights out at that point.
We talked about it in the pregame, guys. We talked about it at halftime. Brady Walker, probably the difference in the game with over 420 yards of total offense.
Wow, 420 yards for a high school quarterback. That's pretty impressive, and that was in the air, on the ground. Just a true general of that offense out there. Really good command of the game.
He's the 5th quarterback, by the way, to go over 7,000 yards, so congratulations to Brady Walker for that.
Guys, you know how we talked about Woodland Hills having that no quit in this football game? I think that's indicative of the way Woodland Hills basically approached this entire season. They had such a difficult offseason, a change in coaches just a week before they went to camp. That kind of adversity could have caused a team to just pack it in and call it a season and basically just write in every football game. But, they fell behind early in that first Gateway game, fought back, tried to get back into that football game, ultimately lost. They found themselves with a record of 1-3 at one point in this season, but fought back, qualified for the playoffs. And even in this football game, that never die attitude really shone through. And you got to be proud of this Woodland Hills football team with all of the adversity that they had to face all year long to do what they've done this year. Finish the regular season with a winning record, finish the conference season with a record of 6-2 within the Allegheny 9 Conference. And then you look at this playoff game where they really, really fought tooth and nail all the way down to the last play.
Absolutely. We're looking at Coach Tim Boster there walking off the field for the last time this year. I can't be more proud of Tim Boster and the job he's done. Like you said, getting that nod a week before the season starts. Obviously, he's been entrenched in this system a long time, but it's a huge step up to go from assistant coach to straight up to the head coach. And on top of just the head coach switch, you lose a lot of staff along the way because Coach Novak had kind of his regular guys always around him. You're familiar with that sphere around Novak.
Right.
A lot of those guys left with George, and it left Timmy with some big shoes to fill and some really important people to replace on that staff. And I think they did an excellent job this year.
Couldn't be prouder of my friend Tim Boster. He stood next to me on the line of scrimmage when we played at Woodland Hills. He stood with me in our fraternity in college, and he stood with me when I got married. And it's great to see him now leading this Woodland Hills football team, a team I'm so very proud of. Not because they did great things this year, but the way they did good things.
Yeah, I mean, you say one of the things you say all the time when you're through camp, through the seasons, even in the junior highs coming up is, you're a Wolverine for life. Me and you have caught a little bit of slack this week being Monroeville residents and whatnot. But I'm a Gateway fan. Like you said, 364 days a year. When it comes down to Woodland Hills football, I bleed turquoise, black, and white. I'm a Wolverine for life.
363 this year.
Well, yeah, I guess that's
two matchups, right?
My math is horrible.
I don't buy that for 1 second, by the way. So the Tim Bostard, year number 1 for Tim Bostard. It ends at 6-5. Gateway improves to 10-1. So the matchup next week for the Gators, who are the number 2 seed, they'll take on the 6-seeded McKeesport. Those two teams hooked up earlier in the year. It was week 9, or week 8 actually, with the week 0. It was the 21-18 win right here for the Gateway Gators at home over McKeesport. That game will be at a neutral site next week in the WPIAL Class 5A football playoffs. And for the Wolverines, you'll have to wait till next year. Some good things. I agree with exactly what you said. There was just a lot of fight for the Wolverines throughout this year. So we'll see. They'll have an off season to tweak and work on year number 2 for head coach Tim Bostard. We have 2 pieces of business to attend to when we come back. The Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home Play of the Game and the State Senator Jay Costa Player of the Game. We'll get those to you when we come back. Tonight's playoff broadcast was brought to you by State Farm agent Brandon Green. You're tuned in to the Wolverines and the Gators. The final score, Gateway 40, Woodland Hills 28. You have been listening to the Trib Live High School Sports Network, also the Woodland Hills Football Network. Tonight's broadcast presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home, with locations in East Pittsburgh and Turtle Creek, is a member of the Hall of Excellence of the National Funeral Directors Association. This reflects the same pursuit of excellence by our Woodland Hills football team, cheerleaders, marching band, students, staff, and faculty. For over 110 years, Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home has been honored to serve local families and to be a proud partner of the Woodland Hills communities. Bush Brothers Car Care Center in Swissvale has been a Monongahela Avenue institution for nearly 30 years. Bush Brothers is a full-service mechanic and tire shop for all types of vehicles. Whether you need mechanical work, alignment, state inspection, emissions testing, new tires, or just an oil change, Bush Brothers is the place for you. Bush Brothers Car Care Center, Monongahela Avenue in Swissvale, or give Martin and Jason a call at 412-351-5342. There are few things that guys like more than a great haircut at a real barbershop. And at the Barber's Inn on Washington Avenue in Swissvale, you'll find both. Plus, you can relax in style on supple leather sofas while watching their big screen HD TV. You can even shoot some pool while you wait. But most importantly, you'll walk out the door with a haircut or shave you're sure to love. Walk-ins are always welcome at the Barber's Inn in Swissvale. For more information, call 412-271-7434. And remember, real men come to the Barber's Inn. Today's broadcast of Woodland Hills football is brought to you by the Turtle Creek Valley Rotary Club. Since 1905, Rotary clubs across the globe have brought business and professional leaders together to provide humanitarian services, encourage high ethical standards in all vocations, and to advance goodwill and peace around the world. The Turtle Creek Valley Rotary Club meets every Friday at noon at Shelley Pie. Rotary, service above self.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
One final time for 2017. We're back at Gateway High School for the State Farm agent Brandon Green, a post-game show with Adam Gusky, Rick McIntyre, Bob Workwist on the Woodland Hills Football Network. Our final 2 pieces of business for this football season are our play of the game and player of the game, the Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home play of the game. We did have several candidates out there, but kind of fitting. It was either number 1 or number 9. We went with number 9 in the 95-yard kickoff return.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you get a 95-yard return, regardless of the outcome of the game, that's going to be one of the bigger plays you're going to see all evening.
And from what I heard, it was a spectacular play, and I love the see you later.
Rodney Denard gets our Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home play of the game for his 95-yard kick return. As Taylor had a couple of touchdowns. They both end their seasons with 2 touchdowns. Their careers, their scholastic careers at Woodland Hills, with touchdowns on kick returns and receptions. Our State Senator Jay Costa, player of the game, we've decided to go with another senior, and it's the signal caller tonight, Daniel Jones, who played probably his best football game all season.
Absolutely. I think me and Adam were just saying it earlier. I think from the probably second quarter on, I think that's the best decision-making I've seen out of number 6 all year. The best throwing technique, and really just the best overall performance I've seen out of him for almost an entire game, basically the entire year.
Brought the Wolverines back within 5 at one point to make it interesting, but it ends up a 12-point victory for Gateway.
And what I thought was his decision-making, especially in quarters 3 and 4. When he took off running, he was determined to run. When he threw the football, he was determined to throw the football. Even that big throw to Rodney Denard, where he was able to find him open just that split second, he didn't hesitate to make that decision. He threw the football, and I think that tonight's third and fourth quarters were indicative of the kind of player that Daniel Jones really can be, and he really very much shone brightly in those third and fourth quarters tonight.
Congratulations to Daniel Jones, our State Senator Jay Costa, player of the game here this evening. So that's it for 2017. Big thank you from me personally to Adam and Rick for having me aboard. You guys are Wolverines. I'm not. I'm the outsider. You made me feel,
you're one of us now.
You made me feel at home all season long, even though my paper's all $1.
Yeah, you're making a mess here, buddy.
Well,
I'll let the Gateway staff clean it up.
Yeah, I basically wanted to say the same thing. Adam, Larry in the other room, obviously I've never done anything like this in my life. You guys have been doing this for a long time, and I think it shows. You guys are pros. You can tell I'm kind of making this up as I go. But I had more fun than I really anticipated having. I knew it would be a good time hanging out with you, hanging out with Larry, but this has been a real learning experience and a real pleasure. So I thank you guys tremendously.
Well, it's been our pleasure all season long, especially with you guys having to take the reins in my absences throughout the season. I couldn't be more happy with the way those broadcasts turned out. Bob, welcome to the Woodland Hills Football Network. I know I did it back in week 0, but it's been great having you all year long. And Rick, you've been a great asset both on the field and up here in the booth all season long. It's been great to have you both. And we talked about having 2 pieces of business left. There's one more piece of business, and I think it's kind of important only because Woodland Hills played Gateway tonight. We got to wish good luck to our friend Rick McIntyre. The election on Tuesday, he's running for Gateway School Board.
Yeah, fortunately, I don't think a whole lot of luck is necessary. There's going to be 4 names on the ballot, and there's 4 seats open. So as long as if I remember to vote for myself, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be in.
Is that a big if?
I do have to work Tuesday, so we're going to see what happens. But, yeah, anybody from Monroeville, Pitcairn that's maybe still watching, thank you guys so much for the vote of confidence. And I'm humbled and I'm terrified at the same time to
Adam
take on
told me
this
he
job.
was undecided as of this morning.
I wouldn't doubt that. But yeah, so thank you for mentioning that,
Yep.
And it's a real honor. And again, it's a big task ahead of me. So,
best of luck. It was fun working with you guys and this entire crew for the Woodland Hills Football Network. A great job all season long. Your final score tonight from Gateway: the Gateway Gators 40, and the Woodland Hills Wolverines 29. For Adam Gusky, Rick McIntyre, I'm Bob Workwis. Thank you tonight to State Farm agent Brandon Green for bringing you this playoff contest, and thank you to all our sponsors for the final time in 2017. You've been tuned in to the Wolverine Football Network, the Trib Live High School Sports Network, and the Woodland Hills Football Network, as I said, all season long, brought to you by State Senator Jay Costa. Thanks for tuning in all season long.
1 second. What was the final score?
I don't remember.
What was
40-28.
Last week was
9-7. 9-7. There you go.
Thank you.
All right, Bob, wrap it up for us.
Good night, everyone.
Today's broadcast of Wolverine football was presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network. Wolverine football is also brought to you by the Triangle Bar and Grill, State Farm agent Brandon Green, LGAR Health and Rehabilitation Center, Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home, Bush Brothers Car Care, The Barbers Inn in Swissvale, A-Boss Opticians, the Turtle Creek Valley Rotary Club, Web Landings, and LG3 Entertainment. This broadcast has been a presentation of A.W. Gusky Productions and LG3 Entertainment. Copyright 2017.